Hello and welcome to some reading sprints. Hello, thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you are new here, thanks for clicking. And I'm Rachel. Also, we have three other people who are on the screen today. It will all be reading some stuff, chatting, and just doing our thing. You guys want to just go around and introduce and maybe talk about what you're planning to read, or if you have some things to choose between, you know, what you'll be reading. Everyone in the comments
come with choices.
what you doing. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Julia. I have two books that are strikingly different, so I would love thoughts on what to read here. So they're both for like buddy reads or book clubs or whatever. So I have Villette by Charlotte Bronte, which is about a governess.
Interesting.
Or I by Anne Bronte, which is about a boarding school teacher.
Wow. So different. Oh.
I know. Take your time, guys. I don't know.
It's the same picture.
That impact? Tiny?
Well, I mean, I do think that's a factor, but I love the cover of Villette, and I guess that's also a factor.
It is really pretty.
It is
So pretty.
So I recently came across Villette because I think there's some version of it where the author of the book I'm reading now did some sort of like an intro or something.
Ooh.
So I vote for Villette.
What book are you reading right now?
Joan is Okay by Waiki Wong.
Oh, I saw you were reading that and you were like, I tabbed every page.
It's amazing. It's so good.
TBR.
I'm on Goodreads right now.
Well, I'm curious if Villette is about a villain or if it's just about
that too.
Little villa, so it's a villette. Like where's this coming?
It's the name of the French town.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everyone was like a little different level of disappointed with that. Wanted a villain.
I don't know if you've ever seen like Killing Eve, but like Villanelle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, well, that didn't answer my question, but thanks for your input, guys.
I think we all said Villette.
Everybody definitely said Villette. Villette.
Cool. Thank you.
This is our choice.
It's settled.
Well, I guess I'll go next. Hi, I'm Jéla. I am currently reading The Taking of Jake Livingston, which everyone and their mom has been saying in my DMs, oh, I love this book, but it surprisingly only has 3.47 stars on Goodreads. So I'm trying to see how I feel, which is like, obviously Goodreads is not the end-all be-all.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I like it so far, but I also am like, this man uses too much figurative language. It's just metaphors and similes all over the place. So I'm getting kind of annoyed with that.
Oh no.
But other than that, I'm having a good time. And I like it because I'm reading again, which is a rare sight.
I was about to say, I'm so proud of you for reading.
This is okay. 1, 2, 3. This is my 4th book in 3 days.
Wow.
Okay, for context, Jéla hasn't read a book in a while. Like I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, like, everybody was like low-key roasting where they were like, "You're reading a book, right?" Because a lot of times she's like, "Here's what I'm thinking of reading." So when I saw it on your story where you were like, books, I was like, "Oh, she maybe like just hauled some books." And then the next thing you posted was a graphic of like a bingo board filled out, and I was like, "Oh, you finished them!"
I'm finally actually reading them. So when people comment under my story like, "Oh, did you finally finish a book?" I'm like, "No, I was just sharing that I bought one."
I just wanted to share. It's a different hobby.
Yep. Anyways.
Wait, on Storygraph, does it tell you what the ratings are? Because I thought maybe Storygraph would be a little bit different from Goodreads. I was looking up with Jake Livingston.
I don't have Storygraph, but if someone else does.
The rating is worse.
Oh. This is so surprising. This is a lot of people's like not their favorite book, but they really liked it last year when it came out. So
you said it was 3.75 on Goodreads, right?
3.47.
Oh, okay, never mind. It's better then. It's 3.54 on Storygraph.
Okay.
That's not amazing.
By just a little tenth of a star.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Tammie. This is Kava.
Ava!
She's come for her little intro, and I'm currently reading Joan is Okay by Wei Wang.
What is that about?
It is a slice of life literary fiction about an ICU doctor.
Ooh.
It sounds
That's basically the gist of it.
Is it like Grey's Anatomy at all?
Yeah.
It's like, but it's like more about like the Asian American experience, and like basically it's interesting because like basically to me she reads like coded as neurodivergent, but she also like falls into a lot of like Asian stereotypes. So it's like just like an interesting character study on this like one character. And basically at the beginning of the book, her dad passes away, and she has to like everyone's like, you don't seem sad, and she's like, I'm okay. Like it's fine.
So it's like coping. Words.
Yeah. It's just like a very I don't know what it is I like about this book, but I love it. All my tabs.
That is a lot of tabs for a not so big book.
Exactly.
It's
Listen,
pretty tiny. Yeah.
I'm committed to the tabs at this point. I really needed to switch to the highlighter very early on, but I didn't.
It's so funny because, like, at least a third of the way through, you must have been like, I don't think I'm going to sell this one, maybe. Because your initial thing was like, you could just pull it out later, right?
Yeah, I think it's because, like, recently I've had so many books where it's, like, after halfway, I'm like, Whereas, like, the first half, I'm like, amazing, love it, fantastic. And then the second half just, like, drops really quickly. So I was, like, waiting till the halfway point. But then at that point, I was like, I'm in too deep.
Yeah, I feel like you've had a couple of flops this year where it was like, I'm so excited for this.
A couple, Rachel. I've had many a flop.
I was being kind. It happens. I know nothing will flop quite the way Portrait of a Thief did, but I know there's been a couple. I'm sorry, I just had Tammie's to turn her into that secret spy of like.
I saw it at the used bookstore the other day, and I was like, no wonder someone unhauled it. It's fucking garbage. Oh, sorry. Am I allowed to swear on your channel?
Yeah, fine.
I'm so sorry. I forget.
At work, we got the submission that someone had compared, like the agent who sent it compared it to Portrait of a Thief, and I was like, ooh, that's not a good sign because Rachel hated it, but it's apparently very well liked.
A lot of people like it. And I think a lot of people have no taste. I'm so sorry.
Well,
listen. Sometimes you need to be brutally honest. It was not a good book.
It was not a good book.
I wish it was like a fun type of book. Like, you ever see those like Obama Biden ones that are like Love Never Dies or like whatever it's called, Justice or like whatever. Where I'm like, if it was like that, yeah. Okay, whatever it was called. If it's something like, I don't know if it's a love story between Barack Obama and Joe Biden. I have no idea. Do you not know what I'm talking about?
Like, I know what you're talking about.
The cover where they're like riding in a car together or whatever.
There's one in the car where like I think Obama's like sitting up straight and he's like standing in the car.
Okay.
And Biden,
yeah, I feel like one's like through the sunroof like, or something.
Going up the ladder of a helicopter that's dropped down.
Hope Never Dies.
Oh
my god.
There you go. Yep, those.
Okay,
yeah, Love Never Dies is the Phantom of the Opera sequel.
I knew it's like it's definitely not it. Okay, wait. Hope Rides Again.
Ooh.
Okay, this is amazing. I've never seen that cover.
It looks
no words.
It looks exactly like them. And this is a sequel to the other one, which is by, I assume it's by the same author. If it's not, this is a whole like genre we've just uncovered.
Wait, is that what you're reading?
No.
Oh my god, I wish.
I forgot how we got here.
Strangely, that one was not actually on my
Portrait of a Thief somehow led us to this.
Like, wait. Hope Never Dies. Here's the other one.
Yeah, that's what Julia just showed us.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Rachel doesn't pay attention to me. It's fine.
I'm sorry. I was literally like, where is it? I have to find it. I was just saying, if Portrait of a Thief was like a comedy on purpose, if it was like, we have to rob 12 museums, like Fast and Furious, maybe it could have been salvaged in like a campy, like funny way, but it just tried to be too serious. And that's why it was just like, art is power.
I agree. It's like it's one of those books that takes itself so seriously, but it's like
Right?
actually
Yeah.
not smart at all. And so then I'm like, so then I can't take you seriously.
No, I mean the way that Will was like, I'm gonna make a paper mache thing and leave it in the river, and I was like,
I'm like,
It's
first of all, if it's
it's
paper
literally-
mache, it's melting in the water.
So okay, I'm sorry. Like we're not gonna spoil the book, but I'm just saying it's basically like a bunch of kids that to do random heists, even though they're totally unqualified. So they do the heists, and afterwards, the guy who's like, "I'm the artist. Like I studied art history, which is
No,
why
but-
I was hired for this
I
heist."
was gonna say he's not even an artist. He's an art history major, and he's like, I wasn't good enough to be an art major, and I have like all this like internal conflict. I wanted to be an artist, but then I thought art history was a more useful major. I'm like, useful where?
Exactly.
Like, if you're gonna choose a useless major, you might as well go for art. Like, they're both, you know.
Yeah.
According to like by Asian standards, they're both useless. And
Right.
then he was just like, but I'm gonna make these like mimic, like I'm gonna copy like these bronze statues using paper mache with my non-existent like
Paper mache.
art skills.
It's paper because like they said he was a good artist, where like he would like paint girls and stuff and be like, "Ooh, I painted you," which means it can't be that good because it was just like some girl that he was just like, "Ooh, check this out," like whatever. And then he's like, "I know, I'm gonna trick them. I'm gonna make a perfect replica of paper mache, and then I'm gonna release it into the river." And I'm like, number one, paper mache. Number two, it's in the river. You know how paper mache works, right? Like you.
Is this a part of the plot? I'm sorry.
This is actually part of the plot. This is how they get away with their like crime.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the whole time he was giving a speech, the entire time he lays it into the river, where he's like, "They're never gonna know. No one's gonna know. And now I'm gonna return this to China where it truly belongs because art has to be returned to this place of power. I'm doing a fantastic service to everyone." And I'm like, "You're literally dropping garbage into the river every place you go. Every place.
I
And each
can't.
time you make a different speech that's kind of the same." I was just, oh God.
Wow. I can tell that you love the book.
Amazing.
The way it was literally just the Fast and the Furious, but worse.
I think it's really rude to compare it to Fast and Furious. Like it's rude to Fast and Furious as a franchise.
It is.
Like at least that had entertainment value, you know?
The problem. The whole time I was angry. The whole time I was just texting, like, "Tammie, no, this is so bad." Anyway, let's check some comments and see
What
what
are you reading, Rachel?
Oh yes, okay. I finally decided to pick up my book club book, which is Nettle and Bone. Which is a dark fantasy. I started reading it in the doctor's office today, but it's basically like, I think there's a girl whose older sister had to marry the prince of a neighboring land, and like things went wrong, and she realizes the prince is like evil or something like that, or like he can't be trusted. So normally in a lot of like old gothic like Grimm's fairy tales, there's always like, you know, you must accomplish this thing, that thing, which I love so much, where it's like, you know, you must knit or like you must make a dress out of moonlight or something, where it's like, how do you even do that? So it's kind of like that, where she has to complete 3 special quests, but they'll be to basically kill the prince instead of to like, you know, marry him. So it's a story about a princess who's like flipping everything on its head, and it seems like it's kind of dystopian from the start. Like everything is like the whole kingdom is in ruin. So I'm very, very, very early in on it, like page 15. Great. So reading this. I'm also in the middle. I might switch back and forth a little bit, but I'm also reading Dead Silence, which is a thriller that
That's
looks
the
like
one with
this.
the hand? Yes,
Yes.
it is.
Whoa. Oh,
Yeah, I was
second.
like, I don't know that. Oh, space?
I've been interested in
Yes.
that. Okay.
It's like it's these people who are a salvage crew who find an abandoned this is supposed to be far in the future, where they have cruise ships in space.
Like Space Titanic.
Oh.
Okay, I've heard of this.
Titanic meets The Shining, but it's very spacey, futuristic, and there's supposed to be some huge like big reveal in the end that shocks everybody. So I'm kind of itching to see what happens, but yeah, those are my picks. Yeah. Hello, Bueller. This is because we weren't here, and I'm sorry. It's my computer not working. Hi, hello. You're awesome. Thank you. I like this stream too. Thank you. Did I get some books tonight? But I have to return them to the reality that is work tomorrow. Currently reading A Duel with the Vampire Lord. Oh, by Elise Kova. Currently at 63%. I always hear about new books I've never heard of, but now we're going to get all the spooky recs, I think, for October. This is cool.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
I'm reading The Blood Trials. Why does that sound so familiar?
It's that cool one by like S.A. Davenport or something. And it's like the girl.
Any Davenport?
Ooh.
I think.
Say it again.
Any Davenport, like Naya Davenport.
You know what? Yes. Davenport.
But I love the cover. The cover is amazing.
I love that cover too. I have no idea what the book is about, but I want to read it.
I'm still working, so appreciate some fun folks to keep me company. Aw. Well, hopefully, we'll have a little sprint so you can get some work done, but we'll also just be hanging out.
No more work.
Oh.
I maybe a cat.
Wait, I just got here. What book does Rachel hate? Well, it's called Portrait of a Thief, and it's terrible.
Don't get
It's really the worst. It's really the worst.
It's really bad. If you want a true rant, watch Tammie's video, because she really, went in about every single aspect of it, including,
I feel like I was nicer than I should have been.
I mean, but also you went into everything where it was like, they'd really tried to be like, oh my god, look, this is the Asian American experience, and you were like, inhale.
I can't.
So bad. Every single person worked at at least 6-figure job, and they were like, my life's so hard, I wish I had more money. And I was like,
exactly.
The girl who had so much money, and she was like, but my life's so boring now. And it was like, what's wrong?
Liz, you got her started.
Sorry to ruin everything again, but it's not great.
Exactly.
This is my crew.
Oh my god. It also has the worst, I just want to put this out there, it has the worst sapphic relationship I've ever read. I never thought I would be disappointed in a book surprising me with a sapphic relationship. I was like, fuck this.
It literally
absolutely not.
Describing the curve of her neck, and I was like, that's not romance. You can't just keep describing her neck every scene.
The problem is she was a bitch to her the whole time. She was so rude to her. Like, went out of her way to be mean to this girl. And then at the end, she's like, actually, I secretly loved you the whole time. I was
like, oh my god, go to therapy.
This reminds me of a book I read that had a horrible, it was a sapphic relationship, but it's like literally what you're describing. And I was like, no,
oh my god,
that's annoying. Why do you even like her? Like, stop. And so when I have to think about it, but we can come back to that. Because yes, I understand what you mean.
I think there was also a disappointing sapphic romance for me, which was The Luminous Dead, which I don't know if anyone else has read. But Starling?
Oh, I've heard of that. I don't know it. Like, I don't actually know anything.
It was recommended to me. I thought it was so good. It's
That's the one with the cave diving? The spelunking?
Yes. Yeah, the spelunking. I wish I was lying. It's literally spelunking.
Yes, you told me about why you hated that relationship.
Yeah, it was just dumb. Where I was like, this doesn't make sense.
That's why I always confuse love.
I want real sapphic love, and I want to just let me live in that, please. None of this terrible stuff. I just finished an arc for that author's next book. Wait, which book? Is this about Obama and Biden, or is this something
I think this is about Nettle and Bone.
Yeah, I think it was about Nettle and Bone.
Okay, got you. If it's about Obama and Biden, though, you gotta let me know when that arc hits again. Gotta let me know. I want to go back and read some of their other works. But yeah, wait, T. Kingfisher?
Kingfisher just came out with What Moves the Dead.
I want to read that so bad.
I read an arc of it. I thought it was okay.
I heard that some people liked Nettle and Bone a lot, and then they read T. Kingfisher. They read What Moves the Dead. More like.
I think it's like her books are all so different from what I understand. Because I also really want to read like her fantasy romances, because those are meant to be like really good.
Yeah.
She had those. Because I saw a bunch of her books.
That one, and also there's one called like Sword Heart. It's like a silver cover.
This sounds familiar. I feel like I was looking up T. Kingfisher recently and saw a bunch of
Thornhedge the arc?
Is it?
It's the World of the White Rat series.
Sword Heart, yeah.
Like this one, yeah.
Ooh.
That's the one. Is it on Hoopla? Is it on my Hoopla?
It's on mine. There's a bunch on here. There's a wizard's guide to defensive baking. Just sounds like a cute little fun.
Yes.
I think this was the first Kingfisher book that I'd ever heard of. And I think it came out in like 2020, I want to say.
It's not like
Am
a
I making that up?
novella.
I think all the books are quite
last
short.
year, 2021. Yeah, 2021. But there's a lot of different ones in here that seem interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, my Hoopla has lots of T.
My
Kingfisher.
Hoopla has it. My Hoopla has the entire Paladins series, which I...
Do you wait? What is everyone's Hoopla borrow allowance? Like mine recently got bumped up to 7, and I usually like wait. Is yours like 25?
Mine's like 15.
Mine's 16.
Oh my god! I've been living in poverty and I didn't know it. Unbelievable. I normally have 4.
This is not my main library card. My actual city's library card has like no audiobooks even. Like they don't even do audiobooks for Hoopla. They only do ebooks and graphic novels and music. And then this one is like my parents' town's library. And for some reason they have 15 borrows a month.
Wait, you live in like a pretty central part of Canada and your parents don't, right? Your parents are in a smaller.
Yeah, they're like in the suburbs, and I am in
Toronto.
I am in Toronto.
Yeah,
which is like the biggest city in the country.
I would I don't know. You would think it was like the New York Public Library equivalent of like we have everything.
Yeah,
we do not have everything. We have a lot. Don't get me wrong. We have a lot.
Yeah. It's just they don't have that little, stuff we want. But
yeah, I was really surprised to even like find out that Hoopla even had audiobooks. Like I didn't even realize they had like audiobooks were an option because my library never offered them. But then I switched cards and I was like so many audiobooks.
A whole new world.
A whole new world.
I'll just go in here like favorite every single book where I'm like this one, this one, this one, this one, but soon.
Yeah.
Only 21 days. I have to wait. Oh my gosh. Man.
No, I literally don't even use 16 every month. How am I supposed to read or listen or look at 16 of anything in a month? That's crazy to me.
See, I usually don't get to all of them, but I'll wait till it's like almost a day at the end of the month because they last for 21 days.
And then you borrow them.
Well, yeah, and then I'm going to have 16 for the month ahead that I'll never use because I borrowed 16 on the 30th.
But I mean, like, it's for the next month. It's for the next month. So, like, I take out 7 books that I'll be reading in October at the very end of September. So I have them for almost all of October. If there's any that expire and I need to get them back, then I can use one of my precious 7 to get it back. And then I wait till the very end of October, and then I take them out for the next month.
Like a renewal strategy.
Where I'm it's strategic until I'm like, this one's only 3 hours to borrow. Yes, I'm going to finally get something on Goodreads and get close to my... I know it doesn't matter, but I'm like, I put 150 down. First of all, I put 200 down for my goal of the year, and then partway through the year, I was like, 150. I can't do this like I did last year. Where last year I was like 50 books, and then in like February I beat that, and I was like, all right, 100, all right, more, and this year I've been like less. Stop asking anything of me. 1 book. That's it. Don't ask me to do anything. This is so hard. Like no. I don't know. I don't know if I've been slumping this year or if I'm just busy. So
probably both.
Maybe. Do you guys do Goodreads goals?
Yeah.
What are your Goodreads goals? Or how are you
52.
I always do 52. Yeah. A book a week.
See? Oh, reasonable.
Yeah. But then I usually beat 52. And so usually I would just like let it keep counting. But then the last couple of years I'm like, okay, let's like make it, whatever is next reasonable.
I never change my goal. I like to see the like you have reached 150% of your goal. I'm like,
when it's like, oh, you're 15 books ahead.
Exactly. Under promise, over deliver.
This is a life rule to live by.
It really is. It's how I live my life.
Okay, I'm so confused. People in the comments are talking about like Libby borrows. Does Libby have a limit? Do I just never try to even borrow that many things and I haven't discovered the limit?
Out of, I feel like it holds out of 10.
Oh,
Wait,
you're
out of
right.
10?
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine says out of
I have
10.
30.
What?
Wait.
30?
Wait. No. I'm lying. I think I have 30 holds.
Oh, jeez.
You get to wait. You get to hold 30 things.
Between
And my hold for Tristan Strong came through, so that's great news.
I hate that this is the meme that's like, like you're making 20,000. Oh, we're only making 10, 20. And I'm like, you guys are getting paid.
I'm not, I'm not lying.
You guys are getting borrows?
I have 30 loans and 30 holds
Wow.
What?
on my library.
On
Who
Libby?
reads 30 books at who reads 30 books at once? Not me.
I can't believe this. I regret this so much. What is going on? My ignorance just like
Rachel's just like, how do I kick you all off my stream?
like delete. Wait a minute.
Oh, I just realized for my like hometown library, it's out of 10. From the New York Public Library, it's out of 3.
Huh.
So I can only do 3 at a time with New York.
Okay, that's where I get all of my stuff from. But I don't use Libby. I use Overdrive, which I thought was so similar. There's
It's
no
the
difference.
same. It's the same.
Yeah. So New York Public Libraries, like you can borrow 3 books at a time.
For me, it's 3. So.
Yeah, I think you borrow 3 books at a time, and you can put on hold 3 books.
Yeah.
But if you recommended something, then it'll put it on hold for you, so you might have technically more than 3. But it's only 3 at a time. So usually, what I have to do.
Only 3.
Hold on, wait. Now this is how I game the system. Is I get my old phone, which I use for audiobooks, and I will download the whole book. Then you go back to the app and you say return this book, but it's still downloaded for that period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just keep downloading different books as long as you have space.
Wow.
And you
Right.
you can have like 10.
Wow.
But apparently you guys just get 10, so whatever. Like unbelievable. I can't believe this. I'm getting paid. I can't believe this. You guys are getting borrows. Anyway, dead silence is fine.
Wow. We really went in a hole there.
My life is falling apart at the seams. Dead silence is pretty good. I would just say it's like one of those things where you're like, hey, you already figured out you're in a horror movie, leave. And they just keep going back in. And I'm like, no, stop. And they're like, we're the only people who could do that. I'm like, or you could live. Go home. Like, don't do this. Stop. So, it's one of those.
Yeah.
Plus Event Horizon. Oh, that's interesting. It's a good comparison. Stuck working, buddies. I'm thinking Sunday morning. Oh, this is for someone starting buddy read. Yes. I've also heard it's got vibes of the first Alien movie. I have never seen an Alien movie, so
Same.
I will take your word for it. Oh no, we're both working this late into the evening. Yeah, I know Manda works super late. It is not great. It's one of those, work all the way around the clock. So I hope you're doing okay, Manda. It's rough out here. Keep me posted. Listen to the Diviners. There's someone waiting for this one and the next one that I also have, so I'm listening as fast as I can.
I have to finish that. Thanks for reminding me. I was supposed to be buddy reading that with Christine, and then I was like, you know what? What's reading? I don't feel like it. So I didn't. But it was a reread anyway, so like I was like, I already know what happens. What's the point? But I need to get back
I'm
into that.
still working on Lair of Dreams.
It's my favorite book in the series. You have to love it or I'm unfriending you.
That was definitely about to be a much more brutal threat, and you were like, oh, we're on the air. I'll unfriend you. We're like, okay.
Let me not use violence. It's fine. But I do know where you live, so you better finish that
Let
book.
me get my little jacket out, so at least I die cute. All right. Yeah. I mean, I like it so far. I like it a lot, but I'm just pausing it because I have more time. Because I see you guys have like all the holds, all the love in the world. My machinations must plan every single little thing out of like, this is due in 4 days, this is due in 5. All right, we're gonna program. All right, and this must be read first. This. There is no true mood reading. It is always regimented. This and that and that and the other thing.
But you do it to yourself.
I have a spreadsheet with about 8 tabs, and I can keep track of where everything is and when it's all due and everything. And yet I still have to pay my late fines. So how does that
Oh my
go?
God.
Goes.
Oh
Oh, my
no.
Lord.
Oh, you just reminded me. I have so many. Oh no. Sorry. Well,
You really
eventually the internet will find out. So I am torturing myself and I'm trying to read the entirety of The Walking Dead. And so I have essentially a stack of almost every comic from The Walking Dead upstairs. And they're like a week and a half overdue at this point. I got to get those back to the library staff.
And then take them out again. Don't torture yourself like that.
Can I ask if it's torture because they're not good or if you're enjoying them, but it's just a lot?
That's a great question. So
I would know if I had started, but
so the thing is, I love a lot of the characters, but I truly, from the bottom of my heart, deeply believe that the creator, Robert Kirkman, hates women. Like, I truly believe that in my soul. And so I'm kind of just, making notes, keeping tabs of things as I read, and it cuts away at me slowly.
I think that'll make some very entertaining content, at least. So
That's what I'm hoping. That's the goal.
Ready.
At the end of it, you'll be like, and I've read all this, and it was only $35 in fines.
Support be $1 per volume, pretty much.
Man. Are there 35 volumes?
There's like 30 some.
Oh my God. I mean, I feel like I always have a misconception that like because it's a graphic novel, it's gonna be fine and like I can read it really fast. I feel like I always just take forever for like those really thick graphic novels.
Well, what happened is my library only has the like compendium for the first so many. And I was like, why would I do that if I have to get all the others in like these little itty bitty issues? So I just got all the issues. There were only like 4 of them that weren't there. So I had to read those on ebook, or I have to. But I was like, okay, let me read so many at a time and then film my thoughts so I don't like lose where I was. Because if I try to go back like, 2 weeks later and read my notes, I'm gonna be like, I don't know what I was talking about. So I started to rant about the first, I think 5 or 6 issues. And then my phone like ran out of space. It was like, you can't record this anymore. And I'm like, but I need to say this. Like I have so much more. I only got through like 3 of the volumes. And it spiraled from there. So
I feel that. I film everything on my phone and I edit everything on my phone. So you need to have like double the space to export the video. When I did like my most recent ish, not even like October TBR and stuff because that wasn't that long, but like other ones that are like an hour-long vlog, I was just in the constant thing of like, you don't have enough space, delete stuff. And I was like, do I delete my audiobook app so I have space so I can export and then download it again? Like life is like everything is a game to you, Rachel. Like everything must be like plan it out. Destroy the things you love. This is Saw for me every day. It's so bad. I don't like it. Anyway.
That got dark.
You should return those books and then talk about it again. Hey guys, I've already gone off my TBR. Listen, this is the time to do it. This is the time to do it.
4 Horsemen! Yay! I love Pestilence. I hope you really like it.
Wait, the what horsemen?
The 4 Horsemen. It's a romance quartet that follows the 4 horsemen falling in love with mortal women. Oh. And it's muddy. But not the first book so much.
Horsemen, they're men who ride horses, right?
They're
not horsemen.
They are riding horses in the world.
Listen, if
the
it's
4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure that they're not like a shifter romance. Like
it's not like BoJack Horseman.
The 4 BoJack Horsemen. Okay, all right, just check.
God.
Gotcha.
But imagine.
Ew, I don't want to. I already had some weird. I'm rewatching that right now, and it's just like they're really just fucking a horse. Like, there's a lot of people having sex with this man, this horse man.
This horse man.
Oh
there are human women who are having sex with him, and I'm like, it wasn't weird to me because he had a cat girlfriend. I was like, that's fine. But when it's women, like,
is it really?
No, it's not. That's my point.
What's the size of an adult horse? And what's the size of an adult cat? They are not the same. No. As a person who's never seen BoJack, I still don't know how comfortable I am with this.
It's strange. It's strange for sure.
It's wild. Definers. She has money and she's bored. Girl, go do something. Exactly. This is about Portia of a Thief again. This didn't make sense. She was there for 1 month and she was like, my life's just going to be like this forever. This is so boring. I'm like, a cheap American dream. What are you talking about? Oh my God.
Honestly, I think boredom is a myth. Like, I don't think I've ever felt bored in my life. Like, why are you bored? Like, I don't know if it's because I'm an only child and I just like know what to do with myself when I'm alone, but like, I don't understand people being bored.
I mean, I know it happens to like feel, oh no, wait, sorry, I just read this comment. Luminous Dead is on my TBR. I was just going to say about boredom. I don't know. I just feel like as a reader, it's hard to feel bored when there's like a million things to do or to read or like whatever. So like, I personally don't feel bored. Like, I know people will sometimes feel bored if you're just like stuck, but not a feeling I'm personally familiar with. I don't know.
People who get bored.
Nice. I definitely am familiar with it, but I will not try and explain the experience of it.
I mean, I also I think it's different to be like, I'm bored right now, and like I have so much money that I'm bored of everything.
No, yeah, that's different.
Like,
that's not my problem.
Like, no. This was about Barack Obama and Joe Biden, to answer your question. Okay. Hello.
We'll start reading at some point. We promise.
Promise. Very soon. I'm sure like we'll start to get all those things that are like, when are we sprinting? And I'm like, soon.
I forgot we started at 8:30 instead of 8, and I was like, we've been talking for an hour?
We're not start at 8:30. We started at 8:40 if that's any consolation.
If it's any consolation. We got to catch up with all the girlies. Okay. So I read The Arc for a House with Good Bones, which will be released in March. It's more of a haunted house vibe.
That sounds like a good title.
It's a great title.
Has anyone read The Twisted Ones by T. Kingfisher?
I've heard very mixed things about this one. I think this is a horror. Like a horror.
I do not know anything about this one.
The name people have said they like it, and then more people have said they didn't, is what my experience has been. But
I think this may be about House of Good Bones. 250 to 260 pages, finish it pretty quickly. Awesome. And Libby lets me take out 20, but I don't know hoopla.
Anyway. I don't know if I would think that either.
My Libby lets me borrow 7 put 10 on hold. This must be nice. Season 2 and the 100 guys said, pray for me. Well done.
Pray for me. I have 100 set as my goal, and I think I'm on 36. So
it's been a rough year. Okay.
It's
time to binge read a manga series.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like the one Rachel's always talking about.
Wait, read Spy Family.
I'm not going to do that. Not now. Not that I won't ever.
Wait, it's so good. It's really fun.
I saw like a little
cute, but like
frick, what's it called? I was at Comic-Con today. There was like a whole little thing for that series. I don't know.
Yes, series.
So it looks fun. It
is fun.
And I'll read it eventually.
You should. I don't know. All right, Tammie, what would be your go-to? Like, you gotta read all these manga to hit your Goodreads goal. Like, what would you be?
Listen, it depends on what kind of vibe are you into?
Spooky. Graphic.
I don't read spooky.
Wait.
Listen, the only manga I read are like, it's funny because like my books are all like, it's like
your regular books are like the most like dark, intense fantasy ever, and then all of your manga are like kiss. I was like, oh my god, like it's just like
I almost exclusively read shoujo, like it's almost exclusively. It's like shoujo and Bleach. That is my
high school host club. I'll give that a try.
That is one of my favorite series of all time.
I've seen the show. I've never.
It's so good. It's so good. Okay. It's like I feel like a lot of people are like, it's too over the top. I'm like, that's the point. It's a satire. It's a satire.
It really is.
I'm like, you are there for the.
Did not age super well.
Which one?
But if you just ignore this.
Like the incest?
The twin says? Yeah, okay, but like whatever.
No. That's part of the satire. That's not even like what I'm talking about. I just mean like some of the stuff they do where they have like all these things of like, oh, but you're a girl, and like clearly Haruhi is supposed to be non-binary, I think, or just like agender and like doesn't care, and they're like, but you're a girl and you have to be with me all the time, and then like,
But isn't that also part of the satire?
no, there's like what's his face with the glasses, and he like pushes her onto the bed, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing right now?
Oh, I do remember.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just like a couple things here and there where I was like, reading this for the first time as an adult is interesting, but it's fine. I don't know.
Anyways,
it's a thing people love, so I don't harp on it. It's fine. I don't think it's that bad. If they didn't keep going back. Wait, what? They didn't keep going back.
Your book.
Would be
The
I think it's
one.
Is this the
for the
spelunking one?
No, the Titanic, the space Titanic. Because you were like, it feels like a horror movie and they should just leave.
I said, if they didn't keep spelunking and coming back, it's a metaphor for something. Like, what's happening? Oh my god. Yeah, no, you're totally right, though. Jéla, reading? Surely.
This is what I mean. Constantly getting read for Phil. I know.
This is also a reread for me. I just want to go into the same emotional attachment for the whole series. Love space horror, but just now entering into the world of literary space horror. Oh. Let's see, Dead Sense was a good one. Just only real tie I could see to Alien. Having read a good chunk of those comics, you are not incorrect in your assessment.
I'm telling you.
I like the show, so if it's different from the show.
Yes. Oh, it's so different from the show. You read like 2 comics and you're like, this is just like the show. And then you read like 2 more and you're like, what on earth?
All right.
And there's also things for the show, like Daryl doesn't exist in the comics. Like he was entirely created for the show. The entire character of Daryl. Yeah.
They could have killed him off instead of somebody else then. I have a problem with that. Anyway.
And Carol is a mess in the comics. Their treatment of every woman. I'm not even going to get into it. I'm so sorry. I just can't.
Wow.
Bless the show writers, because they took some weak characterization and made some amazing characters for the show. So
it's so interesting how they must have bought, like, in general, like a lot of TV producers just must buy like hot garbage, and they're like, but I can make it. I can fix it.
I can fix this.
Like, I can fix him. Please. I would say I've gotten bored or in a reading slump when I read multiple boring books in a row, especially ones that I had high hopes about. Yeah, it sucks when you have like any, anticipated read and it ends up just being like poo-poo. Like, it's no good.
Like every single 2022 release.
Yeah. Please read Spy Family. It's so good. I agree. Do it, Jéla. On this sprint. Let's go. Okay. Well, maybe later. What about Soul Eater? That's a great manga for Halloween. Soul Eater. I don't think I ever read Soul Eater. I don't think.
You know what's a good spooky season? It's not strictly a spooky season. Did you ever read D. Grayman?
Oh, no, I have not. But yes, I agree with you.
It's so good. It's so good. It's like one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. I have no words for it. It's one of my favorites.
If anyone wants to hit their Goodreads goal, you know what to do.
D. Grayman.
You know what to do. D. Grayman.
There's approximately, I think there's like 20 volumes out.
I was going to say for a spooky manga, you should read The Promised Neverland, because that's one of those ones I always talk about all the time. Which is
that is a spooky one. And it's completed.
Yes. Yeah.
I do finish it.
And like, if you want to watch the first season of the anime, do it. Just don't watch anything after that. Just don't.
Oh, really?
They do so many time skips. It's very bad. Like, I'm not usually the type of person to like. I take that back. I yell at movies sometimes. All right, I yell at movies sometimes when they do something stupid, but I generally keep it to myself. This was one where it was like, pause. What the fuck did you guys think you were doing? Like, they literally skipped like 4 arcs in a row and brought someone back to, like, in some weird way. Where I was like, what are you doing? You took good things and you made hot garbage. You did the opposite of The Walking Dead. I don't know what you've done. So, anyway, first season, incredible, very good. The manga's good. Don't watch season 2.
Okay.
That's my recommendation, officially.
Noted.
Has anyone listened to The Gilded Wolves? Tammie, you and I buddy read this.
We buddy read this. I read
Yeah.
the physical though.
That book. Wait, what? What'd you
Yeah.
say?
I read the physical one.
Oh, I thought you said I love this book. Did you love
Oh,
that book?
I
No.
did not. I gave
The
it
hesitant. Did you love it?
but
I was so in, and then I was like, wait, if you like it, let me shut up.
No, we
no,
didn't.
no, please. We did not enjoy it that much.
That book ruined reading for me for a long time.
Oh.
Did not like it one bit. But
I
anyway,
DNF'd the sequel. I was like, let me read it. I think it was like one of the only books that I DNF'd so close to the end. I was like 80% through, and I was like, I can't do it anymore. I'm over it.
I think
I'm
I
so
did that
over
with
it.
Kingdom of the Cursed. If you guys are familiar with that
I'm
series.
familiar with. I haven't read it, but yes, I'm familiar.
Yeah, like I hated it so much, but I was hate reading it with a friend, and then the friend ended up finishing it and just telling me the ending, and I was like, well, there's no point. I don't need to do this for any longer. But I was so close to the end. But yeah, normally I'll just stick it out.
Oh no.
Oh.
I'm sorry to be a cat. It wasn't. I just remember reading it, and they were like, "Wait a minute, a triangle."
The Fibonacci sequence?
And it was just like, it was like if someone had ever like figured out that math was cool, and they figured out like, oh, what is the Fibonacci sequence? And I'm gonna write a whole book about that, where that's the main thing of like solve the ultimate puzzle. I just remember being like, none of this makes sense. And then Tammie would send me like the pictures of the physical book to explain the puzzles, and I was like, this still doesn't make any sense. Like this.
I remember, Rachel, because you were reading it on audio, and you were like, this puzzle seems so hard to solve. And then I sent you the picture of it, and it was literally like they just had to like turn one piece, and you were like, that's it.
It was because the way they would explain it was so complicated, and you
like
would
they're
send
so
it,
dramatic about it.
Chorus, and I was like, it's the eye. You could see the eye right there. Like you literally trace it. What do you mean? And they were like, no one's ever solved this in 500 years. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, like great. I genuinely thought after season 1 that Daryl was going to be the governor to try to make something in the comics make more sense. I was really disappointed when I was wrong.
That would have been very intriguing.
That would have been a cool twist.
I wish I had something to add. I've never seen The Walking Dead, so
same.
Save yourself some pain.
Okay.
I really liked the show until the season where my favorite character died, and then I was like, fuck this show. Like, how could they do this to me?
Give me a clue of who your favorite character is.
But then we know they're gonna die.
Oh wait.
Oh yeah. I see. Oh yeah. Okay, I know exactly what you're doing.
Gonna watch
yes.
How does that explain?
Don't worry about it. I got it.
Oh my god.
I completely agree.
I'm gonna wait for this to be
still heartbroken.
We're gonna talk backstage after the show about what this means. I don't know what that is. Also, this comment is true, and that's why it's good.
Okay, I like that. That's promising to me.
It is the promised Neverland. Okay, another great place to give an idea. Soul Eater, I would say if Tim Burton decided to make a manga series, like it's got that vibe.
Nice. So the only mangas I've read I read The Way of the House Husband, which is not at all spooky, but I also read Tammie, and
I have it with me.
Oh,
I just got it from the library recently, so it's been sitting here.
Tammie and Gaio.
I know Tammie. I haven't read Gaio.
But yeah, those are so that's kind of like if you have horror manga, which obviously
you want like
it's not for me. I read my first Junji Ito in like July, and I hated it.
To be fair, I'm also not a big fan of him. So preferably don't give me more Junji Ito. But
Junji Ito also is not a fan of women. Is my vibe.
Exactly, I agree.
Like, so the only reason why I read the Junji Ito is because I read the book No Longer Human, and I was like, let me just read every single adaptation that's ever existed. And Junji Ito did an adaptation, and I was like, this book is already misogynistic. But I was like, this book was written in the 40s. You know, it's par for the course. And then I read the manga, and I was like, somehow Junji Ito took this misogynistic piece of work, made it more misogynistic, and I was like, sir, in 2017?
Yeah.
Really?
Like,
was this really? Is this really necessary?
Bummer.
That stinks. I only read the whole one,
The
which is the
whole one.
famous Junji Ito one.
Uzumaki?
It's short, right?
It's really
Oh, no.
short.
I've read
No,
that
no.
too because I just had to know. I was
Yeah.
like, what is everyone talking about?
Are we talking
read
about a
that-
hole, or are we talking about like a hole?
Like a hole in a cliffside.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if you'll read it, so I don't want to spoil it for you. But it's a very short horror. It's like one chapter or whatever, like or some maybe 2
Well,
chapters.
part of my problem with his books is that they're so long for no reason. So honestly,
Oh,
that makes
go for
it
it.
appeals to me. So yeah, don't spoil. I want to.
Yeah, you can read. I don't know, Junji Ito Hole or something. I don't know. It's probably not. I don't know. What's the best thing to search for multiple reasons? You know what? I'll find it for you.
No, I'm gonna go get it. We should start sprinting.
Hold on a second. Junji Ito Hole. All right. The Enigma of Amigara Fault. That's what it's called.
Oh,
Okay.
That's a much longer title.
Of
Then
Amigara
whole?
Otherwise known as by Junji Ito. So,
oh, he's so cute on the website. He's like, "Hey guys, it's my first short story horror comic book." I don't know why it's so cute to me. I just want to talk him to type like that.
that's it. No more about the whole. All right. Yeah. So just don't read anything about it. Just like don't read anything. Literally, it's so short.
Maybe
but
I'll read it during this sprint.
Do it.
yeah, you can. I read it in like late high school, early college, and it scarred me. So yeah, and then
All
I read
right.
Junji Ito's so good. I
Nice.
was like, well, I read the whole one. They're like, well, if you've read that, you've basically read all of Junji. And I was like,
Oh.
great. Like, I love the reputation that precedes this man. Anyway, I agree. We should sprint. Last couple comments just here. Great opinions. Totally agree. Yes. Hello. Okay, let's sprint. So I have a Pomodoro timer pulled up. I figure we could do kind of a longer one since we've been chatting a lot. Is it okay to do like 45 minutes, or are we thinking a different time? Is 45 fine? We're gonna end it kind of like a weird hour or like minute thing.
I like
fine.
45 because I'm starting a book, so I need some time to.
I'm not used to that being considered long, so that's fine. I'm used to hour-long sprints with the
fine.
people I sprint with.
Okay, wait. Oh my god, what's going on? Selective. I don't usually use Firefox, and now it's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like,
Firefox.
I know. Why are you using Firefox?
what's happening? StreamYard? Entire screen. Wait, okay. Got it. Okay.
She got
But
it.
not this one. Wait a minute. Never mind. All right. Whatever. We've got it. Allow. Okay.
Oh, it's so cute.
Oh my god, he's so cute. Ignore Squarespace. We'll sprint for 45, so we'll come back at, let's see, 27. What is that? Later. We'll come back later. Bye. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How did everybody do on their
Hello.
streams?
I didn't read much of Livingston, but I did read that short story, and I don't understand what was so about it.
What? Wait, Hole?
The whole one. Yes.
You read Hole and you were like, this is fine?
Yeah.
Are you sure you didn't read the synopsis of the movie Holes and be like, yeah, this is fine?
Are you sure you didn't just watch Holes?
Madame Zeroni is scarier than what was in this.
I mean, you're right, but like, it's still spooky.
It was. I mean, I guess like the concept itself, yeah, but
It was gross.
it was like one page of grossness. The very last page.
Okay, I mean, because you found out the whole thing behind it, but it was still weird where everybody just saw and they were like, that one's mine. I gotta go. And you were like, what about your wife and children? And they were like, I don't care. I gotta
My
get in.
hole.
No,
That's my
nothing.
one.
You know, also to Tammie's earlier point about him hating women, literally the second page is like, you being a female hiker and all, I'm surprised you're out here. And I'm like,
Oh, forgot
come
about that.
on. It's literally, yeah, it was everything I didn't like about Junji Ito, but it was just shorter.
Oh.
I gave it 3 stars because I wanted to be generous, but it would have been 2.
Okay, that means that you're already now at what, 33 now?
No, I'm at 37.
Oh, okay, so well, 37 now, 38
I'm at 37 with
with
this
Hole.
short story.
Okay,
Yes.
got you.
This will be 38.
At least
Well,
it was shorter, though.
What?
Tammy.
Someone said something. They said at least.
Yeah, I think that was Tammy. Hello? What's up?
What was the end of the sentence?
Tammy, did you say something? Tammy, can you hear us?
Tammy,
Really?
Tammy!
I have
She's right.
25 pages left of.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't remember what I was saying. Hello? 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 Can you hear me?
I think we're like,
No.
off.
You hear me?
She's struggling.
Oh, that was scarier than this book.
Oh
no! Oh, horror
Aw.
ending.
There's something kind of terrifying about it, the stream being completely fine, appearing completely fine. Because like she was moving. And
Yeah.
talking, and like
Because she was just watching, like, where I was like, oh, she doesn't like what's being said. Like, she's just sitting there.
that was so weird.
No, Tammy, come
Oh.
back.
Tammy, come back.
Doo-doo-doo. You can blame it all on Jéla.
No.
Oh.
Oh, there she is.
Phew. Really?
Is she back? Is it buffering for anyone else?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Tammy? Are you back?
Say something.
Tammy!
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi. I'm
Okay.
back.
Do you remember what you were gonna say? You said at least, and then it completely messed up your stream.
I think I was saying at least it was shorter, but it must have been like some sort of major delay because I had said that like 5 minutes before you guys responded to it.
Yeah, something super weird happened.
I was
Okay,
so
you on the
confused.
screen, it's like you weren't frozen, you were like moving. So we were like, oh, Tammy, what did you say? And you were just like,
It looks like you were just refusing to tell us.
you were just like breathing and just breathing in the back, like whatever. And we were like, Tammy?
It looked like you were straight up ignoring us.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
No.
Anyways,
I wasn't ignoring you.
But then before you disappeared, you said you only have like 25 pages left?
Yeah.
Woo.
Wow.
yay!
Yeah.
Is there still a tab on every page?
Like at least one,
Yeah.
basically.
Solid.
It's very good.
Nice.
Mhm.
Are you still wearing enough layers to insult?
Nope.
I'm sorry.
That was-
Layers.
That
What?
was me accidentally clicking this stream, and it was like, "Do you want an ad?" And I was like,
Are you still wearing enough layers?
I was like, coming for me right now.
Oh my God.
Becoming a different kind of live. Ooh.
Well, Villette's off to a good start.
That's
I'm
good.
not, I'm not bored. I admittedly almost fell asleep a couple of times, but it's not because of the book. It's just because I'm tired and I chose to lay down like a fool. So I'm laying there like,
Yep.
okay, hi.
That'll do it.
But it
Yeah.
kind of like jumps right into it, which I know some classics are a little more like, and now I'm going to tell you about the town. And oh, here's every ancestor who lived in my house. But this was just like, hey, I'm here. Let's rock. So I appreciate that.
It's so funny. Like every bone in my great grandmother's body.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, I'm glad it's off to a good start. I like switched a little bit between Dead Silence, Nettle and Bone, texting Jéla, and then also doing a catch up with a friend on voice memo. So I've been very busy, but I made some good progress.
These are reading sprints, Rachel.
Okay, I read Nettle and Bone while I was listening to Dead Silence. I
Oh
made
my
progress.
goodness.
There's no way you can do that. Like your brain.
That's so chaotic.
It's not good for me because then I get confused between the two.
Oh,
Okay.
shocking.
Okay, because in this had like, like figurative writing of like one kingdom is holding a knife to the throat of this other kingdom, but the other one is like these people are trying to kill each other. So I was like, who's holding the knife? Wait a minute. So I had to pause and not do that. But I finished a chapter, which was good. And then I finished a chapter, but then I got confused. So I had to go back. And
If
then I
this
folded
is something that you do often, if this is how you read 300 books last year, I don't count that.
This is like a regular thing for Rachel because I have heard her talk about this before.
If she does this all the time, I don't count that as reading. There's no way you're actually consuming the story.
Wait a minute.
I'm not a purist. I'm not a purist.
Some people don't count audiobooks as reading, and you're like, I don't count it when you do too much reading. Then it's not reading anymore.
I don't.
Too
If
much.
you're reading the same thing as you're like listening to, that made no sense, but you know what?
Yes.
If you're reading and listening along, that's reading. And so is just listening or just eyeing it. But two different books that you're putting into your head at the same
eyeing
time,
this. I'm reading. I'm listening to this. I'm talking here.
that's not
Mm-mm.
reading. That's
I
just putting things into your head and
I'm a
hoping that
little-
they stick.
I'm a little one-man band over here. I like to do a lot at once. It's very hard not be distracted at all times.
What is Rachel yet again? It's just so hard to be her.
It's so hard to be. It's like you guys only have to do one at a time.
You only have to too.
But Jéla, I have 7 Hoopla books, and I've already listened to 1, so I have 6 left for the whole month. Plus, my whole just came in for the Lesbiana's Guide to Catholic School, I think it's called.
Ooh, let me know if you like that.
Plus, I have even more to read. Wait a minute. Tammie, did you read 8 Perfect Murders by Peter Swanson?
I have not. That is because that's the one that like references and spoils a bunch of other books, right? Yeah, and because I haven't read any of those other books,
Okay.
I have not read that one.
I thought maybe you mentioned it, but maybe that's what you were saying about it, that you were like, I don't want to read it yet. Because
I don't know if I've ever talked about it. Like I've never really read about it because I love The Kind Worth Killing, as you know.
yes,
It is like one of my favorite thrillers of all time. But then everything else I've read by Peter Swanson is just like it's fine.
Oh, yeah, I think we just talked about in reference because you were like, it's the same guy who wrote Eight Perfect Murders. That's probably why. Yes.
Possible.
It is like the Kind Worth Killing season. Like, it is a good time to revisit.
Kind Worth Killing.
It's very
I'm
good.
trying to look up the 8 books that are in 8 Perfect Murders because I do want to read it, but I don't know if I care about
any of the 8.
So I need to know.
Yeah, because I have to read it for book club. I guess like this month and probably early next month I have that time, but I'm thinking about it. I could use like a nice thriller. I know I'm literally reading like a thriller in space right now, but I feel like it's so it's
The
just
Secret History? Sorry.
Yeah, that's the one that I was like, I don't want it to spoil it for me because I'm technically currently reading The Secret History, but
That's the
I've been
only
currently-
I've
When
read.
did you start reading The Secret History?
only like a couple months ago.
Oh, okay.
It's not that bad.
No, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
It's not like A Little Life, which I've been currently reading since 2020.
See, like, I have books.
Like, I'm
on-
never coming back to it. Like, let's be honest
Yeah,
here.
it's a PDF, to be honest. There's books that you'll have on your shelf for like on your currently reading
Fine.
shelf there for like 3 years, and you're like, but
Yeah.
I'm still reading it.
Me and The Count of Monte Cristo started it last year.
Oh my god,
Still-
finish it. It's so good, Tammie. Please.
Still reading it, you know?
At least you started it. I've been saying, oh, I'm going to read this, and it's not.
Every couple of months, I read 2 chapters.
That's good.
See,
I
that's
think that's
what, like
good.
regular
Study.
people read though. Like people who are not booktubers just read like one super thick book over the course of like 5 years, and then they're like, I read The Count of Monte Cristo.
They do.
I just did.
Listen, pre-booktube, I took 3 months of only exclusively reading The Name of the Wind, and it took me 3 months to finish it. Whereas now I'm like, how did it take me 3 months to finish this book? I don't understand. I don't understand.
It's a chonker.
I don't know. It's bless you.
Thank you.
I do have Name of the Wind. I think I picked up. A book
I don't
sale
think you'll like it.
or something. Oh, good. Well, great. Good to know.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't think you'll like it.
I mean, I know I've heard some people say it drags so much or whatever, but
It does. Again, it took me 3 months of exclusively reading this book to finish it.
But
Well,
is
now
it?
Oh, go ahead.
It's like a
I just
3-star.
don't know. Like, I know what it is generally, but is it like slowly plotted, or does it drag because it's more character focused? Like, what's
or is it the writing?
It's actually, the writing is really good. That is the one thing I will say. Patrick Rothfuss, not a person that I enjoy very much as a human being. I find him very obnoxious, but his writing is really good. But the plot, non-existent. The characters,
maybe?
Like,
I guess they're well developed, but also, is he interesting? No.
just come for everyone's neck, Tammie. Just do it.
Will I read book 2? Depends. I own it, but also I'm like not in a rush to get to it because I don't think he's ever going to finish the series. So,
Take
And
your time.
Patrick, if you're watching this, you heard it here first. I feel like maybe I clicked on this one already, but hello. I think I clicked on this one
Hello.
before we started sprinting, but hopefully you're still here. And hello. Thanks for coming. Hello. Hope this is such a cute profile picture. Hope everyone's
Favorite
well.
reaction memes.
I am reading Ordinary Monsters. This is that new book that I know nothing about, but I've
it's
seen
so chunky.
the
I
cover.
also know nothing about it, but I've seen a lot
Is-
of it.
Is this the one that's like kind of X-Men flavored but historical?
People say it's
I'm
kind of
so
like
into that.
Umbrella Academy-esque.
Ooh.
Gimme.
See,
I
the
like
thing is,
that.
I was intrigued by this book, and then I found out it was about children, and I was like,
I also don't like
The
kids.
opposite.
Wow, okay.
if I want to read about children, I'll read a middle grade.
Two children with mysterious powers are hunted by a figure of darkness, a man made of smoke. So is it not middle grade at all?
No, it's
I bet-
adult.
No.
It's adult fiction.
I will say, I love the Wayward Children
I
series.
knew you were going to bring that up.
Adult books. Oh, sorry, you know me so well. All right, they're adult books about children, but they're very good.
It's a no for me.
I read 3 of them, and I was like, I just don't like kids. Like,
I don't like kids in adult fiction. You know, like,
they don't do it for me.
But it's so
yeah.
good.
I think it depends on how old the kids are and how good the book is.
It's not even that these kids were kid-like. I feel like I like the down. What's the down among the sticks and
Sticks and
bones?
Bones.
Yeah, second book.
Yeah, I like the second book, but overall it was just like, eh. They
Yeah.
act like adults. So like,
Yeah.
why even be kids?
Are they kids? I was picturing like teenagers. They
I
do
think
not
they're
look
like
like children.
13-ish, 13,
They're like
14.
tweenish age. They're not teens.
Oh.
No. They're like kids.
Oh, then I'm gonna complain because they don't read like children.
Yeah, they
They're
don't.
good though. Okay, wait. I think this is more standalone-ish, I would say. But this is more of like a kid going to the goblin market to make deals, like that type of stuff. Why are you laughing? You were like, I'm never gonna read this. What? What are you telling me?
I don't mean to.
What?
What is happening?
How? No, I'm not gonna continue. Tell me what.
Goblin market?
Goblin market?
Goblin market.
That's it.
It's just
I don't understand why that's so funny. It's not a market where they sell goblins. It's the goblin market. It's
I told you to move past this. It's just so dumb.
Oh my god.
I'm actually crying. Okay, it's just funny. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. Sorry. It's just hilarious.
This is so sad.
Anyway, you were explaining. He goes to the goblin
Never
market.
mind. Whatever. It's fine. You're so rude.
Okay. I'll ask a serious question then about the We Were Children series. Rachel, do you recommend reading them in order, or would you say go for the
Yes.
ones that are interesting to you?
I would say I think reading them in order makes the most sense because most of them are chronological. There are technically 2 exceptions, which are this one and Across the Green Grass Fields, which seems more standalone-ish, although it does get woven into the rest of the story in book 7.
Okay.
7? That's
Yes.
a lot of
There's
books.
a lot of them.
They're so short. They were this big. And each one's about a different, well, not really,
That's
but
a
like they're kind
commitment.
of like a different person's journey that like everybody goes to.
Mhm.
Which I feel like it sounds like it's so much. And I was initially kind of like, oh, that's a lot of books. But when since everybody else is a hater, when I started,
I'm not a hater. I gave the first book 5 stars.
Thank
I
you.
loved it.
Thank you. Okay.
And then I was actually disappointed by Down Among the Sticks and Bones because like
Yeah.
Jack was one of my favorite characters, and then I was like, I don't understand the point of this story. I just didn't get a lot out of it. I don't know. Maybe I missed the mystery element from the first book because that was exciting to me.
I liked the idea of like Jack and Jill having been 2 girls raised very differently and then forced to choose of like, are you gonna be like with this person or that person? And one would be a life of luxury that you would expect like the girly girl to take on of like, I finally get to have this. But for the tomboy-ish character, who was more like, I play sports and whatever, being like, I finally get to have that kind of lifestyle or whatever. So it was like, I don't know, like an interesting development of the 2 characters of like switching from having this type of lifestyle to all of a sudden making that change. And I think I more so like enjoyed like their character stuff than just purely like the world things. Like for me, I don't know why I just like fell in love with the characters where they were just really fun and enjoyable and like cute and they had like a found family and it was just very adorable to see them go on their adventures, even though I usually don't like absurdist plots where like, oh, we went in and then candy fell from the sky and then we did that, or I'm like, that's not working for me. For some reason, they went to a candy world. I ate it up. It was great. Everything was awesome. This is great.
Is there a second book about Jack and Jill, or am I making that up?
Yes. I mean, like, all of it's pretty linear, except for this is book 4, where they go to the Goblin Market. It's a prequel about one of the characters, and it's like standalone-ish, I guess, about like her story, and everything else pretty much is like, we have to go here, we have to do this thing, we have to do that. So part of it is like chasing the events of book 2 into book 3, and then this is book 4. So I think in 5 and 6, like there's some more stuff with Jack and Jill as well. So
I just want to say, I think the reason that I died was because you just said. Okay, I'm sorry.
you can't even say the words.
You said Goblin Market was such a straight face the first time. And I'm just like, I had like an absurd existential moment where I was like, we're just readers who were just like, we don't bat an eye. Oh yeah, Goblin Market.
For number one, what was I supposed to do? They go to a goblin market.
It just sounds silly. Do you not agree that that sounds silly?
I play D&D. Do you think goblin market sounds
You know
silly?
what? That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
You're absolutely right.
Number two, I love that the idea of you being like, we're all just little readers out in this world was like, I literally can't speak for 5 minutes. Like,
It manifested in a weird way. Anyway. Goblin Market.
anyway, in conclusion, maybe I'll like ordinary monsters. That's where we came from here. Anyway, I hope you're liking it, Meg. I've been reading Emma for like 2 years.
Time to DNF it.
I mean, just watch the excellent movie adaptation. I call it a day.
Emma is also, I think, is one of the most overhyped classics. It's
Is
one of
it?
my least. It's probably my least favorite Austen that I've read.
No,
Personally,
June. That's incorrect.
I don't care for Emma whatsoever.
I didn't like the movie.
Granted.
That's a consolation. I know you just said it was so good.
I gotta leave, you guys. I'm sorry. I can't stay here any longer.
What the fuck?
The book
Oh, here
spoiled.
we go.
Okay, perfect. In 8 Perfect Murders. This is great. I'm going to screenshot or like take a picture of this.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for this.
Death Trap. That's so interesting because that's a play. I didn't think
Okay,
they
so I've
did
never
that.
heard of the second or third one. The Red House Mystery, Malice Afterthought.
don't
I have
know.
read.
I've never heard of most of these.
Me.
I'm
I
a
have
fake
read
reader.
This is Crispy,
Murder.
right?
Double Indemnity.
ABC Murders is Agatha Christie, I think.
Yes.
Strangers on a Train has a movie,
Is it also a book?
I guess.
Okay, so basically I read 2 of these and the rest are about to be spoiled for me.
Party.
Strangers on a Train. The Drowner.
That's a cool name. What is the Drowner?
What is the Death Trap? Strangers on a Train. I assume that they're books, but maybe.
Death Trap you could easily quickly read because it's a play. It's super short.
Oh, okay. Strangers on a Train. Yeah, it was a book. Pretty short one, 288 pages.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume it's the same plot. Yeah, the inspiration for Alfred Hitchcock's
Yeah.
Strangers on a Train movie. Cool. Well, thank you for this. This is very helpful before we do our live show. So thank you.
I don't know what the Drowner is.
Hi guys, I am from Philly. Oh my god, you're so close. And I am reading the X Hex. I don't think I read this one.
I have not read this one.
I always
heard
confuse
mixed
the X
things.
Hex with the other book that came out around that time,
Payback's a Witch.
which I think, was Payback's a Witch, which I did read for book club, and we did not like that one so much. But,
I'm not mad at it, but there's like suddenly this huge amount of like witchy rock coming out. My brain, there any of them.
wait,
I'm
you were glitching, and I could only hear like 2 words.
cool. The internet said you don't need to know. Doesn't matter.
The internet was like, shh. No.
No, I was just saying there's like so many like witchy rom-com books all of a sudden that in my head they're all the same book because I haven't read any of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. X Hex, I think. Oh wait, did I read? No, I didn't read it. Okay. Okay, got it. All right. They all seem like similar premises, I think. But I remember Payback's a Witch was like this girl goes back to this old hometown, which happens to be a place where like witches and magic and stuff exists. But when she's back there, she runs into this like frat boy old boyfriend of hers, and she's like, he ruined my life because we broke up and it was really sad. So I'm going to ruin his life because I also found out that he cheated on me with somebody and then he cheated on her with somebody. So she teams up with the person that he cheated with or something, and they're going to get revenge on him for him being like, a cheater. And they fall in love with each other. So it's a love story between them, which sounds like cute. But that's it.
But
But I don't know. It was not the best for me. It was weird. I don't know what it is. It's like, I promise I love sapphics. I'm not a hater. It's just like it was a weird sapphic romance again where I was like, where is this coming from? I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you like the X-Hex, because I heard this was the good one, because I think between the two, everyone was talking about this one. Yes, it's 1880s London with supernatural children, but it goes back and forth between the children and the adult characters. Is it the children and then they grow up, so it's like two timelines, or is it at the same time? Is my question. Curious. The book was okay. This is Emma. The book was okay. The edition I was reading had tiny print. It was taking forever to read, so I just stopped. Yeah, that can kill a book, which is sad. It's just like the tiny print. Can't get past
And
it.
Emma's very long for a Jane Austen novel.
It's too long.
Okay, I'll agree with you there. I think it is like a little too long.
It's too long.
but it's
Emma
long.
is insufferable. It's just
She just continued. Like
it's
she
just not a fan. I'm not a fan.
tell us how you really feel, Dan.
It's because everyone always hypes up Emma. They're always like, "Oh, it's like Jane Austen's best work," and I'm like, "No, it's not."
I have never heard anyone be like Emma's the best one, so I'm shocked to hear you say this.
Yeah, like when I was in school, that's what everyone was like saying.
Huh.
By everyone, I mean like the 5 people in my grade who read. But like,
I don't know. I feel like I just get so wrapped up in everyone going Pride and Prejudice, Pride and Prejudice.
no, it's
and I'm like,
Persuasion is Jane Austen's best book.
Period.
I will die on this hill.
Persuasion is very good, but it was my first Jane Austen book, and I don't recommend it being anyone's first.
Dang it. Okay.
Why did you say
Wait,
that?
why? Why
I
not?
want to know, is it sexy?
No.
Emma?
Jane Austen does not do sexy.
Okay.
Wish.
The name is misleading.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
You've been reading too many of those classic literature book club books where you're like, persuasion, you have to persuade me to what?
I know, you have to persuade me to like you and to want to have sex with you, and that's not how love should work, but that's how all those books work, so.
This is why it's a classic by Jane Austen. She wrote the first smutty.
Oh my
You know.
god.
Well, I thought it was like about maybe I thought it was more like, what is it, The Awakening? Well, no, The Awakening's not even about sex either, is it?
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Okay. I recently found out that it's actually just about how being a woman sucks. So
Yeah.
I thought it was always about like a woman coming into her sexual awakening, but apparently it's mostly something else. But anyway,
Yeah. Well, she like has an affair, but it's not a very sexy book.
okay. This is why I don't read classics.
Jill's like, where are the sexy classics?
They really skimp on the details.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get some recommendations for sexy classics. I'm on it.
Sexiest classic. Sexiest classic book. There's got to be something.
What if it's
I mean, there's like Lady Chatterley's Lover. I haven't read that, but that's supposed to be scandalous.
Chatterley's, is that like
Oh, I've heard of this one. Wasn't it like banned for like some
Yeah.
time
ooh.
for being too sexy?
I mean, obviously for the times, I know it's not going to be anything compared to what I read now, but
Right.
interesting.
She took her shoe off. She was wearing a pantyhose. She like, oh my god, we gotta
I
ban
have
this.
definitely written. I mean, no, wait. I have definitely read fan fiction written by 12-year-olds that's steamier than this book, probably. So, but I can get with that. Anyway,
I asked for sexiest. Okay, this is just the 10 sexiest books of all time.
what are the 10
No.
sexiest books of all time? Please share. I'm curious.
Oh, Anna Karenina. Read Anna Karenina.
That book is big.
Yeah, but it's not as big as War and Peace.
Well, I would never read that one, so that was never an issue.
But it's the same author, so in my brain, that
no.
book is a logical.
That doesn't help me want to read it more.
But if you watch the movie first, then you'll go, okay, I'm invested. And then you'll know if you care enough to read the giant book.
Maybe I will. I'll watch the movie.
Is there a
It's
War and
a
Peace movie?
excellent movie. What?
No,
well,
there's
there's War and
Anna
Peace
Karenina.
miniseries, but Anna Karenina.
Oh, okay.
The one with Keira Knightley.
Oh,
And
yes. That's all you have
what's
to
his
say.
name? What's his name?
It'll come to you.
Yeah.
A white man.
Yeah.
We knew.
What else is
Oh
he
my
in?
God.
You're all gonna help. A
Okay.
white
Brown hair.
He
John
was his Scarlet Witch's brother who died. What's
Silver
the actor's name?
bullet
Yeah.
Evan Peters?
guy.
No, the other one. Ew, not Evan Peters. Gross. Sorry. That's a strong reaction. I'm talking about a very hot man, so no, not Evan Peters.
I don't know what Evan Peters looks like, so I need to go fully catch
Me
my
neither.
phone.
I only know that he plays that character.
No, in the movie, not in the show.
Why'd you do Evan Peters like that? He's not that bad looking.
Compared to
Wait, I
Aaron.
need to Google.
It's Aaron something. Find this man.
Aaron Somerhalder.
He's like married to a woman
Isn't
who's
it
way
Ian
older than him, and it's
Somerhalder?
creepy. No one knows.
Wait,
You're right.
Andrew Maximoff is the character's name. Never mind. Hold on. Wait a minute. Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Thank you. Anyways, he's in the Anna Karenina movie.
That was wrong.
This can't be an actual famous person.
Yes. Yeah.
Wait,
What
why?
else is he in? That
You
is
gotta get a picture of him with curly hair. This picture's not
He
it.
is cute with curly
He's
hair.
very cute.
That
His wife
smolder
is like
upsets me.
25 years older than him, though. It's very weird.
Men smoldering. There we go.
Look at
I
my
like
boy.
the too. Okay, all right.
Tammy, what's that face?
Ooh. Ooh.
it's a no for me.
I'm
Well,
feeling
that's
a
a
similar
no.
way.
In certain lights.
No, it's a hard pass.
I don't know what pictures
This
you're
is the
looking at,
next
but I
photo.
respect your choices.
No, that's a no.
Too low, Rachel. Too low.
That
There we
one's
go.
awful.
No, the way you slowly slid it up the screen was very bad for my nerves.
Oh no, it's talking. Stop.
It's
wearing
only
enough
took off your
layers?
layer.
His wife is 23 years older than him.
Oh yeah. Legitimately, people on the internet are like, she groomed him. So it's very disturbing, to say the
Oh, no.
least.
Okay, this is better for me.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. This is
No,
No,
like
he's
the
really
era
not.
of my
He's
boy.
better
Oh.
groomed. I would
Not
say.
my. He's not my cup of tea. Tall. Someone said tall Lord Farquaad. Correct.
He does not look
No, I feel
like
this.
at all.
I 100% feel this.
Don't do me like this.
I don't see that. I don't see that at all, Julia. I don't know. what
Tall
Okay.
you're talking
Lord Farquaad. I mean, this one.
I 100% see it.
Can
I
I,
get it. I
find
see
good pictures? I don't know
Tell
where
me this is not
where
Lord
on the
Farquaad.
internet you guys
That's
are
the
looking.
same thing I have.
about. You're both wrong.
Oh my god.
No.
We're evenly house divided.
I've never seen such wrongness in my life. Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Like, I don't need to hear you say, like, this is the hottest guy I've ever seen in my life, but he's not Lord Farquaad.
He's like, well,
He's
that's a bad
so.
picture.
He's so.
Why does his hairline look so fake in this photo?
Listen, I'm not gonna say he's ugly. He's obviously not ugly, but like he's so average.
I feel like he's just like a guy.
Yeah, like he's so pedestrian.
It's just like
Okay.
a guy.
I guess let me.
Yeah.
You're saying stupid brightness. He's handsome.
He's
No,
a handsome
he's
man.
just so. He's so
Where-
pedestrian.
Find
He's
that.
like one of those people in those like TikToks where they walk along the street and they're like, "How much is your rent?" And then he's like,
So
And
Tammy's
he's-
Oh my god.
people
These are
being
the people who
normal?
say, excuse me, how much is your rent? How much is your rent? Excuse me.
Okay.
Can I come into your house right now?
I'll say my one piece and then I'll leave it be. I just really love curly hair on men. So
I have to agree.
that gives
That's
him like
fair.
15 points
"Oh
in my book.
no."
Okay, what is that though? That's like from a movie. That's not him existing in
Yes,
life.
Stop doing Aaron like this. I am not a white boy simp in the least, but I can give credit where credit is due, and you two are not doing that. So
This is an attractive man.
he is an attractive man.
This is an attractive man. That's also from a movie, Rachel. You're like,
Anyway, we derailed dramatically.
Oh my god.
he's a
That's
good
the picture I
looking
looked at.
man.
That's the picture I was looking at. He looks good in that photo.
Which one? Wait, let me see.
Zoom in on him though. I don't know.
I can't.
Oh, okay. He's a good-looking guy.
He's a guy.
He's an average-looking guy.
Well, to each their own.
He's an average-looking guy who, in one photo shoot, was styled well.
Oh my god.
I'll give you that. Rachel, get off your phone.
Just above. He's maybe like just above average to the degree of like you're allowed to be in movies and stuff, but I'm not like, oh, the hot guy from.
You know who's the guy from Doctor Who with no eyebrows?
Matt Smith?
Yeah, I follow a bookstagrammer who does polls every morning, and one of them was like, oh, I forgot the other white man. It was one white man versus the other. One of them was Matt James, and I just like she was like,
this guy.
Matt Smith?
Yeah.
He's really not. He's really not.
I just don't understand because you're like he's handsome enough to be on TV or whatever you said, to be in movies.
No, but here's the thing. There's some people who are like handsome enough to be on TV, so that's why they're on TV, and then there's some people who are not actually that handsome, but they have talent. He falls in that category.
Yeah, or like they have a very defining look.
Yeah, and like they have like some sort of
no eyebrows.
Like some sort of like an acting, like they're there for the acting.
No eyebrows. You're so right.
I have noticed that.
Oh my
And
god.
it's not like it's just he's freaking
I was looking at him where I was like, this must be from a movie like an Alien thing.
No,
like,
that's
what
that's
it is.
what he looks. It's the combo of the no eyebrows, but also his eyes are very deep set, so like it accentuates the no eyebrows.
Yeah,
I feel
his brow bone is like
Mhm.
really.
Yeah.
I can't tell if he just has a large forehead or if it's because he has no eyebrows that he has a large forehead.
Is it part of the Doctor Who thing, or is he just like that?
No, he's like that in like every role he plays.
That's just what he looks like.
Yeah,
And then
he always
now-
plays these types of like kind of out there.
Well, in the new, sorry, I'm looking at the last comment.
I don't know if I don't know. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
I gotta look it up.
I was gonna say before that, in the new whatever the new show is, the Game of Thrones one, his hair is like so blonde that he like extra has no eyebrows. Oh
yeah. Oh, that's a picture.
Oh, no.
That's just
He's
him.
in that?
that's just him.
Sorry, that's just him. Does he do stuff like? Does he wear something to look like a? Oh wait, nope, found it. Okay, this actually is pretty horrifying.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I did not need to
Honestly,
see that.
he's better in that than he does in real life.
Strangely enough, in Game of Thrones, like the House of Dragon or whatever, he actually looks less strange because of the hair. Like the hair,
it's true.
the no eyebrows goes with the hair.
Yeah.
He just looks like a guy.
I found a picture where he actually has at least one eyebrow.
At least
No
one?
way.
Tell me that's not an eyebrow.
Oh my god. I mean, barely.
Is it a shadow though? Or is it an eyebrow?
Is that a forehead wrinkle?
It's so light.
I know it looks like a forehead wrinkle because of my screen and stuff, but it is for real an eyebrow. I will share my screen. It is an eyebrow. Okay. He's got one. That's it. Yeah, I forgot that he was in the new House of the Dragon thing.
I have no interest in that show whatsoever.
There's a very brutal thing that happens in the first episode that I was like, uh-oh. Like, if you know, like, any tropes and you see people do stuff and you're like, I know where this is going because I've just read and watched things before. Mm-hmm. So it was one of those things where you're like, I know this is going to end in, like, one of the bloodiest, grossest, misogynistic ways possible. So while that was happening, I was like, I think we're going to stop right before this scene. And then I'm not watching anymore. So I don't know, but it looks like I think there's a sapphic romance, right, between the princess and her.
Listen. Even
lady.
sapphics can't save it for me.
If we've
I
learned
think.
anything today, it's that not every sapphic romance can
Not
save
every sapphic relationship can save a piece of media.
It's true.
Unfortunately, as much as I would like to believe in the power of the sapphics, some things are just too far gone.
Oh, so
I'll
sad.
watch it. I'm here for the like flowers in the attic level drama. I'm like, yeah, go ahead.
That's fair.
Honestly, me too, though. Not for this show specifically, but
You have
like
to let
it
me
messy.
know if it's watchable after that first episode scene. Like, you'll know what I'm talking about when you watch it, but yes.
I'm nervous. But I mean, I guess I watched most of Game of Thrones, so is it worse than anything that happened on Game of Thrones?
I haven't
stopped
finished
after
Game of
season.
Thrones yet.
Yeah, me neither. I stopped at season 5.
I think
I'm
that's where I
on season
stopped too.
5, I think.
I got bored, and I was like, no.
I'm still
I was
trying to watch.
protesting a character death, much like Jéla with The Walking Dead.
Oh,
I
maybe
was
I'm
like,
on season
I'm
4.
out of here.
I think I know what you're talking about, so I think I'm on season 4 still. But I'm watching it with my mom, and we watch it, like, very sporadically. At, like, random periods of time where we're like, we should watch more Game of Thrones. Every time I watch it again, I'm like, oh yeah, I like this world.
Wait,
So,
you
like,
think
I don't get bored of it, because I
you
haven't.
think you know what character death I didn't like?
I assume so.
Oh,
Is it the one that everybody else got mad about?
probably not. I
Is it-
really chose a specific hill to die on. That's very
Okay.
unplanned for me.
Oh, interesting. Okay. It's not the melon crushing head, is it?
No, I saw that. Very disturbing.
What
It
was that?
wasn't the method so much as like I haven't read all the books, but I refuse to believe that this happened in the books and that another character would allow this stuff to happen. And so I'm just it's
Well, wait. I'm still watching it. So, like, when I
no,
get later.
it's somebody's daughter. Make of that what you will.
Anybody.
Well, yeah. But what I'm saying is that I think that in the context, there was an option, and I don't think one of the parents involved would have chosen the option that was chosen on the show. Okay.
I'm obsessed with your little head now where you're like, there is no way that they would ever allow this. No.
When I talk about this, I turn into a bobblehead. I'm very passionate.
Okay, well, now it makes me really want to continue with it and, like, catch up so that no more books can ruin it for me. It's happened too many times. I couldn't say for sure that it's, like, more violent than the rest of Game of Thrones has been, but I would say it's, like, it's more like I didn't really even watch it because I kind of knew, like, this is the Game of Thrones world, so that means they don't have any modern medicine, and they're going to do this in the grossest way possible.
Oh, okay.
I assume. So I didn't really watch it. Apparently it wasn't that long of a scene, but it was one that people were like, which was worse, this or the Red Wedding? And I was like, I don't think that's comparable. I think you're just doing this for clicks, but okay. Like, fine. So, something to keep in mind? I guess.
The Red Wedding is like rightfully notorious. Like it's so bad.
Which one is the Red Wedding?
It's the one where everybody dies.
Thanks.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah.
The one where Rob dies?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fine.
It's so sad.
I feel like at that point,
I felt like his life was
over
going a
him.
little too well for him.
Well,
And
I was
we were-
kind of over him, and I was like, "You're boring to me." And then they killed him off, and I was like, "Okay, cool."
I was kind of in the same book. Like, I knew that there was a Red Wedding, and people were like, you know, talking about it a lot. But for some reason, I pictured it really differently, and I thought it was going to be some, like, I don't know, like magical fantasy related like type of thing. So when it happened, I was like literally not expecting it to be like this, which I think was just like me confusing something else with what someone said. But when I watched it, I was like, oh, okay. So now we don't have to watch this POV anymore.
Exactly. Like I was so bored of his storyline.
Oh my God, I can't. Well, I love his mom so much that like all of it makes
I
me
was
sad
sad
for her. I love
I
Kat.
was sad for his mom.
Yeah.
I liked her, but
And I can't detach the thoughts of like in the books, like they're babies. Like he looks like a grown man on the TV, but in the book he's a 16-year-old and it's sad.
yeah.
To babies.
But he's basically an adult in Game of Thrones, right? Because he's like, don't they?
Yeah, he's like still getting married.
So
Yeah, but also like in that time period, if you're
Doesn't
16,
mean, like-
you're a grown adult.
like you're middle aged at 16, probably. So
Right, but you know what I'm saying? Like to us, he looks like he's like 28 because he probably was.
yeah,
But if you
in the
picture
books,
a little 16-year-old's face on him, it makes
Yeah,
it
but when
sad.
the life expectancy is like 45.
No, that's not
16.
fair because you're not taking
16
into
is
account
pretty
the
old.
higher infant mortality rate of Westeros.
there wasn't like one super old man. So someone's made it to at least 55. I just assume they just age worse back then. Like everyone just looks super old.
That's true. They don't have sunscreen.
They don't. They got that thing that like everybody started getting upset about with the neck. That's just them forever. You not know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
there was an image going around for a while that everyone was like, oh my god, and like putting sunscreen on everywhere because they saw an old woman who'd never put sunscreen on her neck. The picture, and it was like
I
wrinkles.
thought you were talking about in Game of Thrones. It's like the neck.
The sunscreen neck of Game of Thrones. Same genre. Also, Meg, thank you so much for telling me about this book. I promise I'm reading this while we're talking about bullshit, but I am reading this. Thank you so much. Need life sprints. We should sprint. We would have life sprints. Ghost Squad. Oh, this is on my list. Yes, Ghost Squad by Clarabelle.
It looks so cute.
That's a
It
good
does.
October pick.
I saw like the little cover video reveal thing when it came out, and it was very cute. So, I think this is also the book that had something that was like kind of like what's your like animal thing. They had like different animal houses that people would belong to.
Oh, I think that's Witchling. I think that's her new book.
Oh, but same author. So
Yeah.
Witchling. Okay. Yes,
I
no,
think
you're
that's what
totally
it's
right.
called.
I was thinking of Witchlings this whole time. But that's super cute because it's like, each one has like different characteristics, and I love to categorize myself. So it's like,
We love labels.
we love, like, are you playful? Are you more like, shy? That's not the word I wanted to use. Whatever. I can't think of words. I'm a reader, I promise. It's just very cute. Like there's a little like video, and it was so cutely illustrated and stuff. I was like, I love this. This is so cute.
This one.
Yes. Yeah.
So cute. I love middle grade covers.
Yes.
They're just so superior. So superior. Let's look at this one that I have. Look at this cover. Adult books are not
that.
Never. Literally.
Adult books are not doing it like this. They really aren't.
I love it. My fave Austin is Northanger?
Northanger.
Northanger. Thank you for correcting me. Northanger. Abby, but I need to reread Persuasion after the Netflix movie, which I hated. Ooh.
I heard it was not good.
Everyone hated it. I still haven't watched it.
Watch me love it because I have no context and don't understand it at all.
I feel like even beyond like just as a bad adaptation, I just hated the movie itself. Like it's one of those movies, and like maybe I'm just like one of those people that hates it. I hate the breaking the fourth wall. Like I hate it.
I love breaking the fourth wall in
Absolutely
movies.
hate it. Like when she's talking and then she looks at the camera and she's like, and I'm like, oh my god, stop. Make it end. Like I can't.
No, I think I'm gonna be a Persuasion movie apologist. I really do. I have a feeling that I'm gonna be the unpopular opinion.
That was surprising.
I didn't know this movie came out on Netflix at all.
It
Was
was
this recent?
It was
yeah,
like in
like
the
not
summer.
over the summer.
Yeah, because it was during Jane Austen July.
Persuasion movie.
I think I would only dislike it because I thought I was like, oh, this isn't sexy at all. But now that I know that I shouldn't expect it to be sexy, I think I'll like it a lot.
Yeah, let's clear that up right here. It's not a sexy persuasion.
But
she
she
gets
is
persuaded to
dealing
break
with
up
two
with
men.
him.
Drama.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is so funny. It's like this novel has been around for 200 something years. What?
How dare you spoil this ancient text for me?
The Dead Sea Scrolls, the tea of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Oh my god. Well, I'm intrigued, I guess, by this casting
Of
of
Dakota?
Dakota Johnson and Henry Golding.
She like produced
Henry
it.
Golding plays the smallest character. It is so
Been way too
disappointing.
much
Should have been Wentworth.
Wait, does that
Dang.
mean Cosmo Jarvis is the love
Listen,
interest?
Yes.
before watching the movie, I was like, he should have been Wentworth. Like, what were they thinking? And then now I'm like, I know Henry Golding was like, I don't want to be Wentworth because I do not want my face attached to this movie.
Oh my god.
It was so bad.
Oh man.
Oh, weird.
It's like, it's also like the main guy and her had like zero chemistry whatsoever. The acting was awful.
The guy looks like
He's really pedestrian.
he looks like a knockoff. God, what's the name of the guy? He looks like a knockoff Rick Grimes. Like he looks like a very sad version.
What does that mean?
Rachel, get a picture. Pull it up.
I'll get a picture of the man. Hold on a second.
Whatever the actor's name, Andrew
Rick
Lincoln, that's his name.
Grimes?
He looks like if Andrew
Wait,
Lincoln
Cosmo
was
Jarvis?
younger and less attractive. Ew,
I've
what is
seen
that?
it. I
Is
know
that
what
him?
you mean though.
And now you're going, ew, what is that?
Is that him?
I don't know. I haven't seen this movie.
That's him. That's him.
Oh my god.
It
Okay.
does look like Rick Grimes, he's been greasy and he's been fighting zombies and he's tired.
And not
And
good.
you see it.
Okay, you know what? The closer I look at it, no, never mind.
No,
No,
get a different picture.
They kept being
I'm sure
like
he
in the
looks
movie,
fine
they're
in
like
some-
trying to sell him as this like catch of a dude, and I'm like, he's really
Maybe we
not.
should stop objectifying men.
maybe, but not today.
She goes, maybe we should stop. And I go, what about this one?
but not today.
I zoom in on the muscle. Wait, where?
Literally, oh, there are the arms.
I mean, the muscle does help. It's a little.
Oh, I think actually he can get it.
Are you going down his junk on purpose, or is that just an accident?
I was because I can't control my arm where it moves. Is this him in the movie?
Yes.
He can no
It's
longer
not-
get it.
It's not a look.
No, but see, I don't even think he's attractive, but he has curly hair now, so I go, it's better. My little monkey brain goes, yeah.
I agree. I mean, I'm not in the anyone can get it range for this man, but I mean, like, I like the objective look of this better
What's his name?
than this.
Real
Why
life
is his
look.
name Cosmo?
Yeah, you hate him when he's like just a normal person, but you like him when he's decked out. So you just have high standards. That's okay. Oh my god, he looks like Noah Centineo in this. I can't. I don't like
Pro.
I think I'm off the fence about him, and I'm no longer willing to smash.
Does
I
he have
don't
a weird
understand what
profile?
happened with this suit. He looks like
Why is he standing like that?
Why is it so poorly tailored? Like, why? Who is his stylist?
he's just
He's
standing.
like in the video game customization screen, like waiting for you to
Stop.
his jacket. Like,
Literally.
Let's leave him alone. This poor man.
Poor guy. He's already had to be the lead of Persuasion. Let's
but
just
wait,
Yeah, right.
let's cut him some
before we leave
slack.
him alone, can we look at this picture?
Is his tongue sticking out?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Oh no, he's going like this.
Oh,
Okay.
It just looks so
it's not a
funny.
good photo.
Okay, I found Henry.
Oh, who's this man?
We already know
Henry
he's
is-
attractive.
Oh, Henry.
Listen,
Also, why did you show us half of his face?
This is the picture.
Show us
You
more.
wanted to see him
Okay,
again? You said to leave him alone. I
Okay.
tried to show you just
But
Henry.
if you're gonna show Henry, show his face. I don't care about his profile. We already know he's attractive. Like,
Yeah.
we don't need to discuss him. Hey. Oh, he's
Delightful.
so fine. It's ridiculous. Anyways.
Show me this boy. Show me Henry. Henry. All right. Nope, never mind. It's gone.
Hey, Rachel, should we sprint?
Yeah, fine.
Is that his name?
Is it Thomas or Johnson?
I think it was
No,
John.
this is from a long time ago. It was
Okay.
Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Ah, okay.
And Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
I don't know who that is either. I will.
I don't know who that
It's like
is.
a little 90s boy.
Not the let me find a better picture than you'll understand.
I know. I was cackling at that. That's so funny because it's so true.
It's like, oh, well, as
Like,
long as
wait,
you're
no, give me a
happy.
shot. No,
No, it's really funny though.
Oh my god. Seriously though, the power of a man being funny,
I know it.
unreal. Unreal to me.
It's
Oh,
true.
that guy.
I'm kind of jealous of the middle grade. Oh, the kids have now. Yes, I agree. Yeah. But it's never
Just
too
all
late. Just reading it
Just
now.
all the books that the kids have now.
Yeah,
There's just like so much on the market.
so much better. I have a plan to read. Okay, what middle grade horrors are good? I haven't really like dove into middle grade horror before.
Do Catherine Arden's series. What's it?
It's like small something.
Small Spaces, Dead Voices. There's 2 more of them.
Oh, Catherine
Genuinely creepy.
Arden. Why is that name so
The
familiar?
Bear and the Nightingale.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ew.
Did you say that because you didn't like The Bear and the Nightingale?
It was fine.
This is a very different vibe, so I don't think you have to worry.
No, I mean it was very atmospheric. I didn't. I was
The
very.
writing is nothing like it. It's so different.
I was a very harsh reviewer in April 26th of 2020, 3:52 a.m. But I'm willing to give her another.
All right.
Okay, yes, I've seen these books around before. Yes.
Also, oh wait, what's it called? I read a middle grade graphic novel that I don't know if you could call it horror, but it did chill me. Like it was a little creepy. I just have to figure out what it was called.
Is
Did
it
you ever
horror
read
written-
Maybird?
What?
What?
Did you ever read Maybird? This is like when we were kids, probably.
May Bird?
Maybird. It's like
I don't know, Maybird.
yeah, it's like this girl. It's a middle grade, and she travels to the underworld. Like I was so young when I read this. I might not even finish the book to be honest, but it was good. I don't know why I never finished it. Anyway, that's my recommendation.
Yes.
Yes. It's so
Ooh.
good. I don't know why. I don't remember if I ever finished it, but I don't know why I wouldn't have. But I'm pretty sure I didn't. But it was so good.
Where the heck is it?
I don't know when that came out. Probably like 2006 or something.
2005.
Ooh.
Oh, good
Pretty
guess.
close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you ever go down that hole, tell me how it is.
I will add it to my TBR.
Yay.
Next to nothing to get me to add things, so I will add it.
And that is why you're
Oh, also for middle grade, again, debatably horror. Any Frances Harding book, her books are really creepy. I've only read Cuckoo Song, but they all are kind of creepy from what I know.
There we go.
And I'm
What
gonna
expert.
find this. Well, because I'm a baby, so when I read scary books, they have to be for kids.
Oh my god, yay, Jess. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, okay, I remember it being objectively a good book. I just don't remember if I finished it. I got it, I know I got it at the Scholastic Book Fair, and I was so excited to read it, and the cover was so cool. Definitely a childhood memory, yes.
This is the graphic novel, Thornhill.
Ooh, that looks good.
That looks very
Can
spooky.
you see the little silhouette in the window? Ooh.
Eerie.
Yeah,
Spooky, spooky.
it's eerie.
I think we did discuss this, but yes, the
Yes.
Persuasion would be a comedy. It was so bad. The fourth wall breaks, the modern slang, the costumes, all atrocious.
See, I can forgive all of that except bad costumes.
I was going to say I could forgive everything but the modern slang.
Those all.
Julia, did you ever watch Dickinson?
No, but it's 100% up my alley, and I know I'm gonna love it.
I watched a couple episodes, but it was literally everything. It's like modern music, modern dancing as they throw a ball. It was like all this stuff. So I was like,
They did that.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
that's a no for me.
yeah,
Like
they did a whole
Bridgerton.
twerk scene.
What?
They threw a party. They threw like a house ball, whatever. So like a house
Oh
party.
my
About
God.
Emily Dickinson, the movie.
Yes.
Yes.
I watched a few episodes of this. I didn't see that.
I watched a special screening of it, and they showed two. They didn't show the first. They showed the first episode and like a random other episode, so it wasn't like the second one. So it might have been like number 4 or 5, where they throw a party.
She's working.
Oh my
And
God.
they were twerking.
Ooh.
Not Dickinson herself, to be fair.
I love media that's like really, really self-aware and just leans into it. Like I barely watch any shows that are like, we're very serious and we're taking ourselves seriously.
I don't mind.
I'm watching like Schmigadoon and I don't know, things like that. So Dickinson, great. Persuasion, probably gonna love it.
Post it on your thoughts.
I can't believe they twerked it.
Someone say good morning.
I enjoyed it. I thought the scene was great and well shot. But yeah, that definitely was.
Was it tasteful? Is that possible?
I watched it in like 2019. I cannot remember.
Okay.
I'll send you a link if I find it on YouTube.
Oh, thank you.
Rachel,
Thank you so much.
What would be the line for you to take the twerking from tasteful to distasteful? Just wondering.
I guess, like, I kind of agree with you about, like, certain things, I'll enjoy them because they're self-aware or they're, like, satirical or something. But I feel like when it has a vibe of, like, we're doing this because it's trendy. Look, we're doing it. Like, that level of, like, oh my God, I'm twerking. Am I doing it right? Or, like, whatever. Then I'm like, this is just cringy to watch. If it's something that's, like, it doesn't have to be, like, a commentary on the political landscape of whatever. But, like, if it's something that's, like, silly and self-aware and it fits the vibe of everything else, then I think it'd be fine. But it's just like I watched like 3 episodes of Dickinson and I did not get that vibe at all. So the fact that that shows up, like in Dickinson, what? I don't remember this. I like Dakota Johnson, but she has the face like she knows what I. Like, you are so fucking funny. This is so funny. She has a face like she knows what an iPhone is so true. She doesn't look like she should read a Ritzy movie. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like 50 Shades, just it's very hard to disassociate her from it. So obviously that's modern.
She's had I watched the rom-com with her in it and I was like, she's great in that. She's funny. And then I watched Persuasion and I was like, oh, absolutely not. How has she forgotten how to act? I'm so confused.
No.
This does make sense for me now why I kept seeing Dakota Johnson talk to like talk show host people recently. It's just never connected for me. Like, she's just around, she's just doing stuff. I just keep seeing like random reels on YouTube.
I just love that she's like a meme queen.
Is she? Does she
Everything she says, like it becomes a meme where she was like, actually, Ellen, that's not the truth. Iconic.
Oh, well, of course.
And then the limes. You remember the limes?
Oh, yes. I forgot.
I forget the context. She was like touring her house, and then she was like, and here's like my bowl of limes. I love limes. And then she's like, actually, I hate limes.
Yeah, like 2 years later, where she's like, actually, I hate limes. I'm like, okay, great. They market it as Henry Golding would be the love interest. See, that's what I immediately assumed, because why would it be the other man?
I don't think they marketed it that way, but I think they announced Dakota Johnson and Henry Golding at the same time and didn't announce Cosmo. So everyone was like, oh yeah, baby. And then they were like, as Mr. What's his name?
Mr. What's his name? That guy.
No, her name's Elliot. What's his name?
Some dude.
Good
Hello and good morning wherever you are.
yeah.
This is about Maybird again.
Maybird. I just feel so validated. I'm glad someone else knows what I was talking about.
Should we? So, I know at least. I think all of us are in the same time zone, right? Right now.
Are we?
right?
East Coast. West Coast.
Right?
I was gonna say, you look way too bright, Jéla, to be in the same time.
We are times.
You look like you have daylight.
That is my kitchen lighting. I actually live in a basement apartment with no windows, so that's hilarious.
That is the
Every
best.
person on this call went, what?
That is the best manufactured light I've ever seen. It looks like natural lighting.
Yeah, because it's like off to the side, I guess. Because I don't like to use the living room light because it's so harsh and like make.
Oh.
Hi. So yeah,
I'm going to heaven. What's happening? It's so bright.
but no, I am on the East Coast, New York. Woo.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, I can do like a baby sprint or I can leave in the middle of it.
Well, let's do a baby sprint then, so we can.
His
Talk-
name is Elliot. Yeah, they're definitely cousins.
They're
for
like
sure.
cousins, yeah, for sure. Listen, back in the day, they were all cousins.
It's true.
It's funny because it's
Cousins in
true.
love, the classic trope back
Yeah.
then.
I've read every
Cousins in
classic and
Love.
watched Downton Abbey. I know about cousins
I
in
was gonna
love.
say, like in Downton Abbey, they're like married this guy who is the heir to my father's fortune, so that we can keep it in the family.
Yep.
Yikes.
Enemies to cousins to lovers is the common.
That's the pipeline.
That's what it is. Oh. Okay, so baby sprint, is that like, is baby like 25 minutes or is it like 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 seconds?
I just need to go to bed before midnight for sure.
Okay, let's do like a 25 minutes, and then Julie, you can like immediately pass out. Just immediately. Okay, perfect. All right, let's do that. I'm gonna share my whole entire screen again, and we'll do 25 minutes and come back at 50 after the hour. Hello. Oh, I totally forgot to hide this comment during sprint.
Oh, well.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me? Am I normal this time?
Yeah.
Tammie, we're talking to you. Tammie, respond. I'm kidding. Yes, you're fine.
How did everybody do?
I finished my book.
Yay!
I'm glad someone did.
Do we have a final rating?
Is it a new
It's gonna
favorite?
be a 5 stars. Listen, can I tell you why I like this book? No.
No.
Can I even really tell you what it's about? No. But did I love it? Yes.
It's all vibes. That's all that matters.
It's all vibes, no plot.
They never broke the fourth wall. That must be why.
But was Joan okay in the end? That's my question.
Joan is... She's okay in the same way that I'm okay, but am I really? Who knows?
Okay. What am I, a therapist?
It's a loaded question.
There's another book on my bedstand right now. I think Joan can read this.
I'm dead.
Well, I did my Duolingo and I read a little bit.
Oh my God, thank you for reminding me to do Duolingo before I lose my streak.
You only have
Yes.
7 minutes.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Do you find Duolingo
I can do it
helpful?
quick.
Like, do you feel like you are learning?
I feel like
Go ahead,
it's...
Rachel.
Oh, I was just going to say, I feel like I learn to say the same sentences over and over again, kind of, but I feel like I learn the grammar better. So it's more just like drilling practices. So eventually I go like, oh, I don't know why, but I know this is ci sono and not just like we, noi sono, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, oh, I guess this goes here, but I don't know why. And then it's like correct. I'm like, okay.
All right.
Okay, I get it. So I'm doing Italian. I used to like try to do a bunch of different languages, but I kept getting confused.
Yeah.
So
Why am I not surprised by that at all?
I haven't said this anywhere before. I've recently been bombarded with ads about ADHD for a reason. So every single thing is every tweet that's like based on you what you would like, and I'm like, you're not
So
wrong.
targeted.
So what am I learning about myself? Anyway, how did everyone else do?
I
I
did
gotta
not
finish my Duolingo.
Yes, focus,
Finish it.
focus, or the owl will come for you.
I know.
That's the best part. Is they're stupid.
Duo.
I was not able to pick up my book. I got on Instagram and I stayed on. It's all your fault because of the twerk commentary. Huh?
You shared the twerk.
I did, but I shared it before the sprint even started. So when you all started making commentary on it, that's when I had to go back on the app, and then I stayed on the app.
Yes, I see. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily call it tasteful.
It's not tasteless.
Yeah, it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, like I was like, I wouldn't go out of my way to be like, that was distasteful, but I'm also like, I did not enjoy this viewing experience at all.
And yes,
At
that
all.
was the actual music. Yes, that was the actual song they used.
So amazing.
I did not like that.
I also didn't know that show got 3 seasons. I was so sure it was going to get canceled after 1, but it had
also too.
Yeah.
quite a few. So
Wow.
I love Haley Steinfeld though. So
Me too.
Well, hopefully the series is good other than that one scene, because like
I mean, I wouldn't base your entire. I personally, I did not like the 2 episodes I saw like in totality, so I didn't feel interest to keep watching the show. But like, I don't know. I don't think that's a good determiner of what the show is.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's not, at least.
Yeah.
I generally liked the concept of what I watched, but I guess it wasn't enough for me to like be obsessively watching it every day.
Yeah.
So
I also don't have Apple, whatever, so that was also a deterrent.
Yep.
gagged at enemies to cousins to lovers.
I
Thank
like,
you.
I like that they became cousins instead of starting as cousins.
That was part of my joke. That was part of my joke. Thank you for acknowledging it. They find out they're cousins. Hello. Okay, hello. Wow, look at these icons. Hi, Catherine.
Right back at you, Icon.
Why do you have no arms?
A-list.
I'm sorry, you just went like this all of a sudden.
Well, you wouldn't ask someone else that question, but you asked me.
Sorry, they just disappeared. They're just gone.
She's cold.
Now you immediately being like, you are being ableist. I'm like,
and you're like, but you have arms.
I'm
like,
just
but
trying to
actually,
get you
aren't you
canceled.
performing an ableist? I don't know, whatever. Stupid. Julie, you did your Duolingo. How did it go with your reading?
Oh,
Your
good.
Duo.
I went back and I put tabs on my underline. I'm liking a lot. Although, okay, so another thing about like classics, right? I don't, at this point, know of any cousins that may become lovers, but I am trying to make sense of this strange relationship that is forming between what is currently at the beginning of the book a 6-year-old girl and a 16-year-old boy, and he's not doing anything weird. Let me put it out there. He is not doing anything weird. He's being fine and normal. But she is very obsessed with him, and he like treats her like a little pet, like okay, whatever. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I can only imagine that we're gonna read about them like 10 years later and it's gonna be romantic. Like, I don't know what else to make of it.
But 20 to 31?
What?
But think of like a 21-year-old and a 31-year-old.
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying I don't know why else she is giving me this dynamic if it's not to set up a romance later.
Right, yeah.
I just don't know. Like, okay, let me a reading from Villette. So she like gets mad at him because she's like, I care about you and you don't care about me, Graham. And then the narrator, who's, I don't know how old she is, I think she's like a couple years older than Graham. She's like, yeah, he's a 16-year-old boy. Of course he doesn't care about you as much as you care about him. Like, duh. But she's just like, so she's like leaving to go home with her father. And she's like, there is no future. I'm going. Shall I ever see him again after I leave England? And I'm like, you're 6.
This is awesome. Yeah, that's very dramatic, really. Get up off your knees.
It's a
I
lot.
did not mean that in a sexual way, to be clear. That is a phrase. That is a phrase people say.
Okay, so the narrator, she tells her, go to sleep. And she says, I cannot go to sleep. Have you no pain just here, parentheses, laying her elfish hand on her elfish breast. When you think you shall have to leave, Graham, for your home is not here? Why do you care so much?
Right? How is he saying all this?
Well, she didn't say her elfish hand on her elfish breast, but
everything else.
No, the detail was included.
Is she 6? Or is she like Rob Stark 6, where she looks like she's actually
middle-aged, like 6. Orphan 6, or is she 6? I don't know.
Is the age of mortality like 18 perchance?
No. Well, if he's already 16, he's lived his full life.
He's almost there.
Already at the end.
He's almost there.
But she shouldn't have to sacrifice her last 12 years just because he's almost about to die. That's the problem with patriarchy. Not to get into it,
but then she could move on, because if she already knows he's going to be out of the picture by 18 and she's 6, by the time she hits 8, what is this? What for who?
She would get all of his money because he died.
Oh, I thought this was like other men. Just like, what's this for?
No,
Indian.
I was thinking of for her benefit.
But
Anyway,
honestly,
Wait,
I'm
how would
like
you prefer?
flipping through looking for either of their names, and I do not see them. So I don't know what this is for.
well,
This is totally irrelevant.
I hope we find out. I need closure.
I read
Oh,
two
I will
chapters
keep
and
you
started an
updated.
anthology called Medusa's Monsters by Theodora Goss. Theodora Goss, didn't she write
Strange Case of the Alchemist's
Alchemist's
Daughter.
Daughter?
That is on my TBR big time.
I read that. It was fine. I'm gonna ruin everything everyone ever says. It was fine. It was fine. It was fine. It has a bunch of gothic short stories from women authors. Cool.
I'm a gothic hoe. I love me a gothic tale.
I feel like this would be better for me. I like anthologies of stories and stuff. They take me forever to read, but I think they're really fun.
That typing is so not aesthetic.
You know what, Julia? I think you'll actually love The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter, because it's another thing of like, there's a lot of breaking the fourth wall, which for me didn't work because it was like a lot, like they're writing the stories, like all these women, and like I liked a lot of the characters, like at the end of the day, like a couple of them I really enjoyed, but the whole thing is them coming together after the fact to be like, then we did blah 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 blah, and one of them's like, no, that's not how it happened. It was like this, which I know
I'm
you're
gonna love it.
For me, I didn't like it because normally I like that, but they're like, no, it didn't happen like that. Actually, I was wearing a red shirt, and I was like, so why did you interrupt to say that's not relevant? Like, it doesn't matter.
One of my favorite books in like maybe late middle school, early high school was like this YA mystery book. And it was like a normal book, but there would be like footnotes in it. And then you would go to read the footnotes, and they were the characters being like, this. Actually, this is because of this. And I think it was formative for me.
I feel like middle grade would nail that so well, where it'd be like a cute, fun, like perfect representation of the characters that I could like vibe with that.
Yeah.
And I like footnotes a lot in books when they're written right, if that makes sense. Like sometimes I think they're just like irrelevant things that the author just didn't want to use too many parentheses, and they just throw a footnote in the end to be like, by the way, I read this movie to be da, 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 da. So it's like, okay, whatever. Like I don't need to know this. But that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Like I wish that this book had had footnotes. I think that would have been more fun. So I'm How is everyone? Hope everyone's having a good night. Speaking of a good night, we're probably gonna end this friends really soon.
Past
What a
midnight,
segue.
turn into a pumpkin.
Well, I think we're all doing well, or at least okay.
Pretty good.
I don't want to speak for everybody else. I'm doing fine.
I'm disappointed in my lack of page account.
But you read a whole.
You read a whole story.
I did read a whole short story, and
A whole one.
it was not good. So,
So,
so again, where am I? I'm okay. Thanks for asking.
Julie's on her way to becoming a pumpkin.
I kind of want to see it happen on stream. So maybe if we just
You gotta pay extra for that. You gotta join the Patreon to see that. So
That was as close as I could get. I was very much in frame still.
I admire the effort.
Oh, The Let by Charlotte Bronte.
Very pretty cover.
Yeah. And the back is also the window, which is cute. It's like
Oh,
she's
that's
in the
very
window.
cute. Yeah.
I like me some Bronte.
In reference to lovers, I feel like I don't understand this question.
I don't.
As someone who is only saying that she will eventually read this book, I cannot provide any context. Love the movie
What I
though.
will say is Julie and I were talking about this, and we think that the Count is a vampire, even though it's not explicitly said in the book as part of the plot. It's very heavily hinted at in the subtext. They literally say vampire.
One character firmly believes that he is a vampire.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with the plot.
I don't see that, but
Have you read it?
he definitely ages.
Yeah, but
No,
he's
I
so pale.
Is that your only?
That's their argument. They're like, he's so pale, like a vampire.
There are other factors that contribute to vampirism.
Oh.
Vampirism.
They literally just saw the whitest man alive, and they were like, he sparkles in the lights. My God.
I know what you are.
Okay, wait. The Count of Monte Cristo had 2 characters that are cousins, then lovers. Did
What?
it? I don't know it did.
Cousins and then lovers.
Is this also in the movie?
Remember this from
Or
the
only
manga
the
version of
movie?
The Count of Monte Cristo that I read.
Not the manga version.
I can't name who this is. I don't know if this is true.
You clearly both read the abridged version.
No. No, you don't understand. I read about half that book in a week. I know it wasn't abridged.
Julia making progress. Like, I watched her read like updates where it was like page 745. I'm loving this book. Like,
I apologize for slandering your name.
Yeah, sorry. It was a really passionate. No.
not the gaslighting right away.
I gotta figure out who. I don't think there's cousins in that book.
My little Count of Monte
Not
Cristo
any
story
cousins,
is-
no cousins at all.
I feel like everyone's cousin.
But Tammie, do you know
Everyone's
what
got
there
something to think about
is in the
A
Count of Monte
sapphic,
Cristo?
a sapphic couple. That's why I bought the Penguin Classics edition because all the other ones are censored.
Yeah. And I'll
Yes.
tell you what, it's canon. Like straight up, it is canon.
I mean, the fact that it was censored means it's canon.
Exactly.
There's, well, I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, there's like a thing where you're like, okay, obviously, yeah, look at you go.
Look at them go. I'll say my little Count of Monte Cristo story, which I think I've told before, is I got on NetGalley pretty early. Like, this was like my first or second time on NetGalley, and I found out that they had those like read them now
The
books.
manga.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, manga will be easy, and it's the Count of Monte Cristo, which I've always wanted to read, but I have no patience right now for that. So I took out the book and I was like, I'm gonna read it. Eventually I was like, yeah, let's start on the NetGalley app or whatever, and I'm reading it, and I read like 75% of it, and I was just like, when is this going to start making sense? Because I literally don't understand, like, why are they doing this? And like this woman just like
Revenge!
this woman like laid on the ground, and then like the next page she was talking to someone about like getting poisoned or something. So I was like, are there like a lot of flashbacks? Like, I really don't understand like why any of this is happening. I got to almost the very end and I was like, am I fucking reading this backwards? Wait a minute, what? So I'm like, wait a second. I think, like, listen, like, this is so embarrassing as a person who reads so much manga to have read the whole thing backwards. Because anytime you pick up a manga, the first thing you see if you try to open it like a left to right book is stop. You're reading this the wrong way. I'm going to teach you how to read a manga panel. It's right to left, read it right to left, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no.
Oh,
no
sorry.
way. So
I'm
I
in
read
comments.
the problem was that I read the whole thing on the app, and the app apparently didn't bother like flipping the page order. So I literally had to scroll all the way to the bottom and start over. And I read the whole thing. And went back, and I was like, okay, so she got poisoned and then she laid down. I get it. Okay, got you. It makes sense now. Because literally at the beginning of the book, it's like them sailing away and being like, what a crazy adventure, and me being like, they're about to tell me all about it. Yes!
Oh, I hate it.
Right,
Dead.
like, none of this matter. No, I don't get why everyone thinks the Count of Monte Cristo is so good, because it doesn't make sense.
I will say that, like, when I was reading this Junji Ito thing, it's like super weird because, well, this was a PDF to be honest, so that's already going to make things a little more complicated because it wasn't like whatever. But it was like I was still reading the correct way because you have to read like, what is it, right to left? Yeah. So I was reading it right to left, but I still have to swipe the page the way you would turn a normal book. So I was like getting tripped up by that. So I was almost like, this doesn't make any sense. What's going on? But then I was like, wait, it's a manga, Jéla. You got to remember. So I understand how you can make that mistake, but
To be fair,
75% of the book.
Wait a second. It was clearly not my mistake. NetGalley literally handed it to me like, here you go, start from the beginning.
That's true.
So I was like, okay.
Wait,
Because
but that wasn't your first. But you read manga, right?
Yeah,
you
but
were
it was
already reading it by.
I read it. No, I read it from NetGalley, just from NetGalley. It's
I
one
know.
book. They hand to
I
you.
don't know how
And
you got
if
that
it
far.
was the end, it would have at the end of any manga. There's literally the first page that's like you're reading it the
Mhm.
wrong way, and I'm like, that's not here. I'm doing this right, and I have a lot of confidence.
Too much confidence.
So
Uh,
it was pretty good when I read it correctly.
I bet.
So, I get it.
Yeah.
I must have read a censored one. Oh no!
The
from
sapphics
what
were
I
easy.
understand,
Did
from
the
my
censored have
research,
cousins in
the
it?
only English translation that is not censored is the Penguin Classics, translated by Robin Buss.
Dang it!
That is my
I have the Barnes and
understanding.
Noble edition, so it's definitely not going to have the sapphics in it.
It's
Now
so weird to like call it censored because it's not like they do anything crazy other than just be sapphic, you know?
They just love each other. That's it.
Yeah, it's like all they did was be in love and we're
Mhm.
censoring it. But yeah.
Did it have cousins in the censored one?
Okay. Well, here, go down to the because
Wait,
why I couldn't remember the cousins is because it's not a love match. It's not cousins who fell in love. It's just cousins who did get married. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Cyrano is definitely cousins, yeah. But that's a good play.
Well,
they were roommates.
And they were cousins.
Okay.
Oh my
It
god,
just
they were
took my
cousins.
brain like 3 times as long to be like, what's happening with all these people?
Yeah.
I get it.
Jéla,
Okay.
you said you love the movie. You're
The
in for a
movie is
rude
good.
awakening because
Yeah.
that movie is nothing like the book.
are you kidding?
The movie is good though.
The movie made me want to read the book. This is horrible news.
The movie is maybe 25% of the book. And the
Well,
total
what? It's
theme
too
of the
long.
ending is completely different.
The book is too freaking long. That's not a
No.
critique.
No, the book is so much better.
Oh,
The most redeeming quality of the movie is young Henry Cavill. Bless his heart.
wait,
Wait, he's in it?
Yes, he's Albert.
wait.
He's like a bebé.
Everybody
He's
grabbed
like
it.
Chloe.
Hold
I
on.
just typed the movie.
You typed in the movie?
So that's where I am tonight. I'm kind of bad.
Look at the baby.
Oh my god! Did you find it? Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Him.
He's so
I've watched this
little.
movie so many times. And
I watched it in high school, and I don't think Henry Cavill. No, that's not true. Superman movies definitely had already come out and stuff.
I think there's
Well,
also a
I
mini
watched this when
series.
I
Did
was
you watch
12.
the miniseries?
I watched this when I was 12, and so he was definitely not like
Yeah, you
a
have an
celebrity back
I
then.
do not. I do not have an excuse.
I mean, if I had watched it when I was 12, I would have just fallen in love with him that much sooner. So it would have been
I
very.
have no idea. I also forget that he's British.
I see
He's
curly
British.
hair.
I know. I'm aware.
He's also not my type. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
believe America's superhero is British. Like what?
Well, he's not Captain America.
I don't.
That's
I
true.
forgot that meme even existed.
Superman's an alien.
When you think of America's, like, when you think of the superhero, you think of Superman.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true, yeah.
So,
But he's-
yeah, I did forget Captain America was a thing.
America's hero. No, America's hero. Captain America? I don't know who that is.
That's America's ass. This is America's hero. Anyways,
Oh my god.
yeah, okay. Now I know that
Now
I'll
we
be
know.
missing out on a lot, but I do have an abridged version, so that makes sense.
That's true. Book is way better. It's my favorite
Of
book of
all
all time.
time.
A lot of people say it's their
A
favorite
lot
ever.
of people say this.
Yeah.
It's not
So-
my favorite book of all time, but it's one of the few books that are like so chunky and huge where I was like, it was worth that. It's like War and Peace. I really like War and Peace, but I could edit like 50% of it out of there. But like The Count of Monte Cristo, I'm like, you done good. That's a good book.
Perfect length. You did it well.
Wow. Okay.
Jéla.
Young Superman.
Young Superman.
But it makes no sense because Alexander Dumas, like the Three Musketeers, that book is bad, you guys.
Is it?
Hot takes,
Yeah.
hot takes.
Yeah.
I've never been interested.
Milady did
in that
nothing
one.
wrong. She's the villain of the story, and I'm like, you're the victim. I'm sorry. Am I reading the book wrong?
You're the victim.
What happens? I feel like you can spoil a book from 1844. What happens?
This is incredibly, incredibly spoilery for the Count of Monte Cristo, or for the Three Musketeers. So if anyone doesn't want to hear it, plug your ears now. But so there's a reveal in the book that one of the titular musketeers like used to be married and then found out that his wife before they had met and gotten married, she had been a thief and was like branded to show that she was a thief so people would like know that she was a criminal. Crazy. Okay. So when he sees that, he's like, oh, you're a bad person. I'm going to literally murder you. And so he like strings her up and leaves her for dead, but she survives. And so she's like trying to get revenge on him. And I'm like, you know what? I think you're allowed to get revenge on your very terrible husband who tried to murder you.
I like how his logic was like, stealing is so bad. I'm going
Let
to
me
kill
murder.
you. It's like, that's not going to be worse.
Yeah. And I will say, you know, Milady's methods, they're not great. You know, she's not a good person, but do I think she's righteous in her vengeance? A little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I agree with you.
And also at one point she's in jail and she's like trying to like, you know, make the guard like fall in love with her and sympathize with her so she can get out of there. And I'm like, that's exactly what I would do in her situation. Like I would be schmoozing that guard every day. Like, hey.
The way you wear those keys, I mean, like, it's so good. Yeah.
I think those keys would like look really good in my hand. Maybe you could just like pass them over here.
You know.
Thanks.
You know, they look even better on the floor next to my cell.
Pull them in.
Ah.
Yes. I'm trying to watch the Halloween-ish movie every day of October. I already failed. I couldn't watch one yesterday.
I was about to say, like, I appreciate your commitment. I could never. But okay.
But I'm 4 in and I can catch up over the weekend, so
Yeah. Exciting.
yes.
Well, with that, I think we are coming up on the end of this live. But it's been a lot of fun. I know I had a good time. It's a very nice little oh god, it's only the middle of the week. Well, it's a thing to get you through the rest of the week. I keep thinking it's like Thursday or Friday, but great.
It's Thursday
me too.
now.
It's Thursday now. So thanks for watching, everybody. I have everyone linked in the description. So if you had fun, please go follow everybody that's on here. And go watch their latest video, leave a comment, like it, subscribe, and we will see you next time and elsewhere on the internet. Thanks for coming, everybody. Bye.
Bye.